present Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Mr. Prentiss, life in the private sector is tough.
Yes, of course.
I understand that you spent 20 years working for the BBC.
Exactly.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And then you were sacked.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say sacked.
You wouldn't?
No, we were simply told that we had a distinctive contribution to make to the wealth-creating sector.
By someone who is both sober and serious. Mr. Prentiss, the private sector is both sober and serious.
And so are we.
Prentis McCabe, Government Media Relations. What is government media relations?
I think it's what are government media relations, actually. But one makes allowances. You are, after all, a bank manager.
Mr. Prentiss, I'm a most busy woman.
Oh, most. Yes, most.
I have little time for flippancy.
About a business that has gone floppancy. No, I quite see your point. I promised you a distinguished list of blue-chip clients.
How many clients does your government media relations agency actually have?
Well, let me put it this way. You and I have always had an excellent working relationship.
When you were on a generous and regular BBC salary.
Which now, sadly, I am not. Let's talk business.
Oh, let us do so.
How far will you extend my overdraft for the exclusive, unrestrained, or possibly restrained use of my body? But you can't take that. That's my executive desk.
But it hasn't been paid for, has it?
No, that's my drinks cabinet.
Yeah, not anymore, it's not.
Oh, the sheer vulgarity of it. Look, this is Prentis McCabe. We are one of the fastest-growing agencies in London.
Well, you'll have more space for it now, won't you?
Prentis McCabe is at the cutting edge.
The phone's been cut off.
Not now, Sandy.
Oh, look. A couple more weeks and there will be people beating that door down, begging to pay us a fortune for our services.
Yeah, sorry, mate, that's how it goes. Excuse us.
Yes, of course. Have I come at a bad moment?
And who might you be? A solicitor? A bailiff? A debt collector?
I am chairman of the Conservative Party.
Yes. Yes, of course you are. And I am Lorenzo the Magnificent. This is my friend Martin, Empress of all the Russias.
No, I really am the chairman of the Conservative Party.
Whatever you just come for, just take it. Have a chair, have several, have a couple of filing cabinets.
I am, honestly. I've come to talk to you about my party's recognition problem.
Are you saying you're a client?
With money?
Well, of course.
Sandy, some tea.
We're out of tea bags.
Well, take some money out of petty cash.
There isn't any money in the petty cash.
Sandy, not now.
I'm only the office trainee. It's not my job to pay for the tea bags. Oh, all right.
Well, now, Mr. Money.
Sir Archibald Sullivan.
Sir Archibald Sullivan Money, Martin McCabe.
We here at Prentis McCabe offer a unique range of services to a select group of blue-chip clients. Do turn that bin upside down and sit down on it. Now, what particular service are you seeking?
Gentlemen, I've come to you for one reason.
Because Prentis McCabe is hot.
Because nobody else will touch us with a barge pole. People say we don't want the Conservative Party's account. It doesn't look good on our client list.
Sad, Martin.
Positively poignant. What exactly are you looking for?
But I want you to think of the Conservative Party as a business that's underperforming.
Yes, I think we can manage that.
I want you to think of us as a once great name that has fallen on hard times.
The Wolverhampton Wanderers of the opinion polls.
Quite so. And what I want is a media relations strategy that will revitalise our election prospects.
My dear chap, you don't want Prentis McCabe, you want the Church of the Latter-day Miracle.
The party is willing to spend a substantial sum.
In that case, consider yourself revitalised.
The bloke at the shop says you can't have the tea bags because you still owe him for 2 sausage rolls.
Obviously, some misunderstanding
I
there.
told him it's for the chairman of the Conservative Party, and he said, in that case, let's see the hackers up front.
I'm so sorry, she's a trainee.
Charles, this is the Conservative Party after all. Let's see the hackers up front. this is more like it. It's a terrible effort, this private sector lark, isn't it? Relentless racing and chasing.
If that's what it takes to succeed, Martin, Prentis McCabe will do it.
It's an awful shock to a man who spent all his working life at the BBC, though, isn't it?
And who was it who said, we'll never work again?
But I liked the idea of never working again. I had every intention of never working again.
You were going to spend your redundancy money on a pub.
No. I was going to spend my redundancy money in a pub. Get up late, amble through the village, wander in, sit at my favourite table, the Times, a nice warm fire, and a glass of Guinness and Advocaat.
Good God.
Still, here we are.
With our first major client to serve.
Yes, well, listen, how about this? The Conservative Party conference, music.
Ah, yes, now that is an important point. We can't relaunch the Conservative Party as a new, modern party if they still insist on Land of Hope and Glory.
What about Send in the Clowns? And a banner across the front of the stage saying, if you think this is bad, wait till Anne Widdecombe gets here.
Pleasing concept, but can we sell it to the client?
Now, the other thing they need is a symbol.
Yes, a logo, like New Labour's Red Rose.
Yes, or that bird thing the Liberals have got.
Yes, Martin, that's brilliant.
What, that bird thing?
No, a symbol, a logo. Something people will see and automatically think Conservative Party. Martin, what one thing makes you think Conservative Party?
Fruitcake.
Fruitcake? So I go back to the client and propose a nationwide poster campaign saying vote Conservative with a picture of a fruitcake.
Well, a positive, happy fruitcake.
A happy fruitcake.
Well, all right. A miserable fruitcake.
Martin, this business is not going to make a profit by selling miserable fruitcake to the Conservative Party.
I'm being serious.
Your appearance is deceptive in the extreme.
Do not discount the miserable fruitcake vote. All over Britain there are millions of miserable fruitcakes just waiting for a lead.
Martin, could we once and for all get off fruitcake? As regards the fruitcake motif, the germ of an idea has just met the domestos of harsh reality.
Listen. What is the point of New Labour?
Oh, can I phone a friend or go 50-50 on that one?
The point is that it's new. Oh, God, it's new and modern and dynamic. Well, I don't want to be new and modern. I want to put on old slippers, sit in an old armchair, watch old Morecambe and Wise videos. I suppose I may have to put up with all this newness, but I don't have to like it. You see, I'm a miserable fruitcake.
Do you know, I think you're on to something. Let's research it.
Oh, no, let's not. Let's pretend to research it. So much less effort. I do see what you mean about your recognition factor.
Is it that bad?
It is quite bad, yes. Prentis McCabe did some research on your behalf, didn't we, Martin?
Yeah, some extensive, expensive research.
Which shows that the leader of the Conservative Party is slightly less well known than the manager of Plymouth Argyle.
And only 2 points above the all-night weatherman on Channel 5.
Of course, it does take a party a long time to recover.
You mean from electing a leader like yours?
I finished the questionnaires. I filled them all in different ink, like he said.
Not just at the moment, Sandy. Thank you.
Do I get the 20 quid out the petty cash, like he said?
For the tea bags, yes, certainly. Later.
Mr. Prentiss, what has making up questionnaires got to do with a national vocational qualification in business administration level 2?
Yes, Sir Archibald, may I introduce our questionnaire design executive?
Vital member of our team.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Can you sign that?
Sandy, not now.
It's to say that I've greeted a client in a professional manner, according to Unit 7 of the National Vocational Qualification.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Tory bastard.
God. Sir Archibald, I think it would be fair to say that we have the glimmerings of a strategy here, but I think we'd like to do some research.
Would we?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Martin, we would. We'd like to spend an afternoon in the House of Commons.
Oh, I can certainly arrange that for you.
Well, couldn't we just admit defeat and file for bankruptcy?
Madam Speaker, when the Prime Minister looks at the latest unemployment figures, does he not agree that his government inherited a strong economy from the Tories and ruined it?
I'm very glad he mentioned figures, Madam Speaker. This morning there was an opinion poll published in the Telegraph. His party is now further behind Labour than it was at the general election. He has taken a massacre and made it worse.
Absolutely true, I fear.
You don't think this fellow's a hopeless case, do you, Charles?
Does he not recognise the mistakes his government is making?
I I hate to go on about opinion polls, but does he not recognise that a clear majority of the British people don't recognise him? They wouldn't recognise him if he walked up to them and said, I am the leader of the Conservative Party.
John, do you really think this is worth the effort?
Think what this will do for the profile of Prentis McCabe.
Sink it without trace, by the sound of it.
Come on, let's go and mingle.
So you're going to develop a media relations strategy?
Raise our profile. How are you going to set about it?
Well, that's why my colleague Martin here and I are so fascinated to meet you.
Fascinated, oh gosh, yes.
We are fascinated to meet a representative sample of Conservative backbenchers.
I'm tumescent.
Yeah. And what we were rather hoping is that you could give us some idea of the themes we should be stressing in our media campaign.
We need to listen to the British people.
But they're telling you to sod off.
The time has come for compassionate conservatism.
The birch.
Hello?
I've been in Conservative politics 40 years. And believe me, there is nothing the British people like better than the lash of the birch on firm young buttocks.
Compassionate birching.
Sensitive hanging. There could be a headline or two in sensitive hanging.
You see, the real problem is the leader. He's too young somehow.
Or too old.
So, in sum, we want compassion and birching, and the leader is too young and too old. Well, that's been most illuminating. I think we can work with that. Wouldn't you say so, Martin?
Is there anywhere around here you can get some fruitcake?
His speech was the most thoughtful, intelligent and appealing he has made since becoming leader. The Times. Martin, this is extraordinary. Well done.
Yes, well, thank you, Charles.
I never knew you had a talent for political speechwriting.
No, neither did I.
This could mean a great deal of work.
Yes, oh gosh, yes.
No, what was it the Telegraph said? There must be millions of ordinary citizens who will warm to his message and who respond instinctively to calls for compassion with discipline, flogging with fruitcake. If the Tory leader keeps this up, the next election is not such a foregone conclusion as some would like to think. Well done, Martin. Well done.
I don't even like Conservatives. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we might still be in the public sector, wasting our time and other people's money. I was put on this earth to waste my time and other people's money. That's what I'm for.
Yeah, but before we can waste it, Martin, we have to earn it. We're going to turn the Conservative Party into the success story of the new millennium, and we're going to charge a great deal of money for doing so.
Mr. Prentiss, there's a call for you. He says it's urgent.
Mr. Prentiss, over here.
Ah, over there.
Shh. Mr. Prentiss, I represent the sources close to.
The sources close to what?
I come from a department which does not exist.
Customer relations at Marks and Spencer? Let there be light.
Shh. Mr. Prentiss, I am here on the express orders of Downing Street, and that is why I am not here.
I understand completely. I am one of Richard Branson's trains, and that is why I am not here. You know, in fact, there really is nobody here. There's no need to whisper. If this meeting's really that secret, we could go to the Millennium Dome. That way we'll be really private.
We at Downing Street have followed your work for the Conservative Party with great interest. It has been excellent. Downing Street is very disappointed.
Well, we're merely doing our job, you know. The Conservative Party is a client like any other.
You have a new client now. You're preparing for a special Conservative conference to relaunch the party and boost its credibility. Is it going well?
It's going very well.
It's going to be a disaster. An unmitigated catastrophe. It will destroy any possibility of a Conservative recovery this side of an election.
Can I just here raise a vitally important ethical question? How much?
In the event that you perform this service, Downing Street would be conspicuously grateful. There would be every possibility of future work which would be highly remunerated. Naturally, we are not in the habit of handing people cash in brown envelopes.
Ah. A designer jiffy bag.
Sandy, it's perfectly simple. You come here, get trained in all aspects of office work, and we don't pay you anything. It's called the government's New Deal.
But it's not training, it's work. I'm running this office.
And what could be better training than that?
And you promised to review the question of paying me.
And we shall. We shall set up a review which will conduct an inquiry and then produce a report. Then we might do something. The truth is, Sandy, at the moment we can't afford it. Oh, put that in petty cash, will you?
Oh. Yeah, right.
Martin, a word.
Can I just finish this? It's the leader's speech for this blessed conference.
Yes, never mind that. Get your coat.
Oh, very well.
Prentis McCabe, one moment, please. It's Sir Archibald.
Ah, yes.
No, not just now.
Putting you on hold, caller.
But, Charles, I think he's going to like the speech.
La 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 la.
Martin, we must speak.
La 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 la. Still trying to connect you. Oh, he's hung up.
The Peking Latkes.
Splendid, yes, in a broad sense of that term.
The Cohen and Wong Chinese kosher surprise.
Yes, that is a surprise.
But, Charles, you told me to exert myself to write a speech that would reshape the political landscape.
Yes, I did, and so it will.
Charles, I've done it. We've set the whole thing up, the special conference to relaunch the party. The press is squared, the middle class is prepared.
May I bring you anything else?
No. I think the bar mitzvah with black bean sauce will wait until another day.
Bon appetit on behalf of Cohen and Wong.
Look, whatever might be said about Conservatives, I've said it. But we've accepted their money, and now you're proposing to turn us into a sort of new Labour dirty tricks department.
Yes, but it's such a challenge, Martin. Quite apart from what it'll do to our bank balance.
Yes, there's always that, isn't there?
Look, here we are, for better, for worse, and we're being offered a retainer, a permanent source of income.
To become a part of New Labour's controlled freak one-party state, to sell our soul.
Oh, but the sheer challenge of it. You're so right. The press will be watching. Television will be watching. To contrive an unforgettable, unmissable cock-up. This calls for a wheeze on a scale that we have never wheezed before. We must work all night, the long, dark night of our soul.
Charles, in front of all that media attention, it can't be done.
May I offer you a little gefilte fish foo young? It's a Cohen and Wong first.
6 minutes. And that was for John Major.
Yes, wouldn't it be nice to be guaranteed a standing ovation for talking absolute tripe? I mean, the leader can say anything he likes and they get up on their hind legs.
Yes. My friends and I have converted to communism.
You're all a bunch of spotty fascists.
Let's all take our clothes off and have some caring conservatism.
You see, but that is your problem, Charles, how to contrive a disaster. This lot applauded Virginia Bottomley doing Gilbert and Sullivan. Not even your devious brain is going to come up with anything worse than that. Face it, Charles, this is a wheeze too far, even for the Wheezemaster General.
Well, there's no need to sound so pleased about it. We're supposed to be a partnership, Martin. If one fails, we both fail.
Yes, but in a way, I was rather looking forward to bankruptcy. I was getting myself into bankruptcy mode. As a matter of fact, I think I might nip off round the off-licence, get some Guinness and Advocar. Anyway, Charles, the Conservatives will pay us even if it's not a disaster.
Yes, but they will pay us once. A retainer from New Labour will be regular money and regular fun. Oh, no, Martin. I'm not giving up just yet.
Charles, you did give me the petty cash, didn't you?
Yes?
I gave it to Sandy to put in the petty cash tin. It's empty.
Martin, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
Tea bags. You owe me 70 pence.
Sandy?
Sandy, can we have a word with you?
Yeah. Oh, the petty cash.
Yes.
How much are you giving me?
Sandy, when you came to us, it was in many ways a leap in the dark.
Yeah, it was. It's all right. I've got used to you now.
We are aware that you're from a difficult background.
What? My dad?
Yes, quite.
Cost a fortune going up to Strangeways every month.
Yes, indeed. And perhaps we haven't been as generous in rewarding your efforts as we might have been.
Yeah. So what's the deal? How much?
The thing is, there's a bit of a problem.
You've spilt claret in the photocopier again.
I'm sure we can get this sorted out and keep it private between ourselves.
Well, I won't tell anybody what you've been looking up on the internet. Mind you, it was a bit of a surprise. I tried to log on to Sir Archibald and I got women's mad wrestling.
Sandy. Oh, Martin, you do it.
Sandy.
Yes?
Sandy.
Yeah?
Did you steal £200 from petty cash?
What?
Unfortunately, Sandy, a sum of money appears to have gone missing.
Are you taking the piss? I even bought the tea bags out my own money. Are you serious?
We are aware of your financial position.
And whose fault is that? I'm only the bloody trainee. I do more work than the pair of you put together. I get 20 quid once a fortnight if I'm lucky. I spend half my time covering for you. Oh, I'm sorry, he's in a meeting. When what I ought to be saying is he's so brain dead, I don't know if he's got a name or just a tag at the end of his foot.
Sandy, it may well have been our fault for creating temptation.
I haven't touched your sodden money, you pompous tart. All I want to do is finish my national vocational qualification.
Level 2.
Level 2! And get the hell out of this stump. I'm supposed to be doing business letters, photocopying and basic invoicing. I come in here and I end up making tea for some bullberg who thinks he's chairman of the Conservative Party.
Sandy...
Stuff your office training, stuff your stupid agency and stuff you!
Well, I thought I handled that pretty well.
Well, it's only a couple of £100.
Which represents our entire advance from Sir Archibald.
Then we must simply earn some more. It's going to be a long night, Martin.
Staring at videos of old conferences won't help. Face it, Charles, we're beaten.
We are not beaten. Well, we're nearly beaten.
We can't nobble the speech. I mean, they rehearse and re-rehearse these things nowadays. If we substituted a really bad speech, he'd spot it in an instant.
And the security for party conferences is watertight. I did think of trying to pack the audience with tattooed skinheads singing, we are Tories, no one likes us, we don't care. Can't be done.
Well, what else is there? Look at it. The leader, a platform full of worthies, an adoring audience, a sign language interpreter for the deaf.
Yeah. What did you say?
A platform full of worthies.
No, never mind that. An interpreter. Translating what the party leader is saying into sign language. That's it! Martin, do you remember President Carter?
Vaguely.
He paid a state visit to Poland, and he took the world's most incompetent Polish translator. He thought he was saying, I am full of admiration for your achievements.
Yes, so what?
Well, what he actually said was, I come amongst the Polish people full of lust for your children. It was a disaster, Martin.
But Charles, the leader of the Conservative Party, isn't being translated into Polish.
But he is being translated into sign language. Disastrously. Do trains run all night to Brighton?
Oh, dear, yes, they do.
Then ho for the Tory conference, and more ho, and an extra side order of ho, and don't hold back the ho. Now, when he gets back to the bit, I am delighted that Michael Portillo is back. Welcome back, Michael. Yep, that's it. The two fingers fully extended, that's right. But try to imagine you're throwing a discus. That's it.
Like this?
Exactly. And then it's, welcome back, Michael. Splendid. Now, when he says, the Conservative Party will come again and again and again... I like that, but I think you could afford to do it a bit more. We're not paying you to hold back, darling.
In fact, at that point, you could even fall off the rostrum in a sort of sweaty mess.
Now, Martin, you haven't seen this one. Have a look at this. Would you give us your My Colleagues in the Parliamentary Conservative Party?
Certainly.
Do you think it might be going a tad too far?
I don't think so. In fact, I think you could afford to turn round so that people can actually see where you're pointing.
Now, this rather weak passage in the speech, frankly, Martin, you know, this bit about the common sense revolution, I think that requires something particularly scatological.
The Prime Minister, the man's a fraud. And let me say this to the voters of Kensington.
I don't think he meant to say that to the voters.
Thank you, and welcome back, Michael. My colleagues in the Parliamentary Conservative Party know, as I do, that the Conservative Party will come again and again. We will come again.
Oh, dear.
Oh, joy. Martin, I think it would be unwise to outstay our welcome. The station now.
And that is what I mean by the common sense revolution.
We apologise to passengers requiring the 10 o'clock service to London. It's a Richard Branson train, so it's not here.
Oh.
Gentlemen, Mr. Prentiss, gentlemen.
It's Sir Archibald.
There's something I must tell you.
We can explain everything.
No, we can't, actually.
Mr. Prentiss, when I was last in your office, your petty cash tin was open on the desk. In it was the £200 I had so rashly given you. I fear I'm very much afraid.
So he wasn't Sandy.
You see, we can't afford to give you £200, and most of the party's benefactors are in prison. Even our jumble sales make a loss. We're Tories. We are Tories. No one likes us.
As the Tory leader reached his climax, a climax of a quite different kind was being enacted by a seemingly demented sign language interpreter whose antics attracted the attention first of the press, then the television cameras, then the entire hall. Its speech ended amidst some confusion.
Thus causing what might have been a triumph to descend into shambles.
Sandy!
Oh, Sandy, well, you came and you gave without taking, but we sent you away. Oh, Sandy.
Sandy, we have made an error of judgment for which we apologise.
We humbly apologise. We would be most grateful if you would resume your office traineeship with Prentis McCabe.
Meaning I make the tea and do the photocopying.
No. This is not a day for photocopying. This is a day for celebration. Look at that.
Congratulations and well done. There will be plenty more where that came from.
You haven't seen that, of course.
Indeed not. That, Sandy, is a fax that does not exist.
You've been listening to Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Jeremy Clyde, Tony Gardner, Martin Hyder, Simon Greenall and Beth Chalmers. The music was by Matthew Scott and the programme was produced by Paul Schlesinger. Present Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Sandy, there's no need to fuss.
I'm not fussing. I'm just trying to help you look smart.
I do not need to be mothered by a youth trainee.
Mr. McCabe, what do you think you were buying when they sold you this tie?
There's nothing the matter with this tie.
No, I bet that's what they said when they sold it to you.
I got through 20 years in the public sector in this tie.
What, sitting on it? My dad would never go to work in a tie like that.
Sandy, I don't mean to be unkind, but your dad is doing 7 years in strange ways.
Yeah, but at least the judge complimented him on his dress sense. Those shoes.
Is clucking like a mother hen part of your national vocational qualification?
Anticipating and serving the needs of management. The MVQ in Business Administration Level 2. Look, you can't go to a meeting looking like this.
I spent 20 years going to meetings looking like this. I used to attend meetings chaired by a wonderful chap. He'd come back from a lengthy lunch, sit down, throw up, and say, matters are rising. And then he'd carry on as if nothing had happened.
Well, times have changed.
Yes, I know.
You're a businessman now.
Yes, I know.
You know what Mr. Prentiss says? Show me the way to the next little dollar. There. You look like £1 million.
I'm quite happy looking like a used fiver. It's about maintaining detachment, Sandy, a certain independence. Poor Charles, Mr. Prentiss, he swallowed this businessman lark hook, line and sinker.
It's not a criticism I'm disposed to accept, I have to say.
Charles, the next time you accept a criticism, it'll make front pages.
The front pages of which newspaper?
What the hell does it matter which paper?
I'm glad you take that attitude.
Charles, where are we going?
Canary Wharf, next stop, Canary Wharf.
Oh, a meeting with the editor of the Times?
You have to assume that. Do learn to temper your snobbery with a little honest greed. Not that I'm against snobbery per se, you must understand.
Well now, gentlemen, I am a plain man.
Yes, you really are, aren't you?
I like bums on seats.
I rather like them on bicycles. There's something so, I don't know, so aesthetically arresting, isn't it? Sorry, do go on.
We are more than just a market leader. We are part of the fabric of the nation.
Warp or woof.
We are a class operation.
Worthless filth.
Forgive my colleague, he's brainstorming.
We are the most important newspaper in Britain, and we are losing readers. This paper is losing readers. Gentlemen, I want you to save the Sun.
No, Charles, 1,000 times no.
Martin, we cannot afford to say no.
There are limits even for Prentis McCabe.
No, there aren't.
But Charles, the Sun, it's a vulgar, disgusting, semi-literate rag.
Oh, well, yes.
It sums up everything that was wrong with the 1980s.
Oh, yes.
Bananarama, Danny Baker, tits.
To some extent.
Ego, greed, stand-up comedy.
Martin, the question is simply this. Do we or do we not want loads of money?
Well, isn't there some civilized way of getting it? Some way that doesn't involve dealing with brainless primates?
A client with money to spend is never a brainless primate.
Essex man.
It is the precise point of our brief that Essex man is no more. That is exactly what they're worried about, Martin. Our task is to reposition, reinvent, make the hairy-chested tabloid of yesteryear more caring, softer, more environmentally aware.
The green sun, your organic organ. Can't be done, Charles.
It can and will be done. We shall begin with a research project, a massive research project. What do today's readers want from their newspaper? We shall ask a huge representative sample of the British public. Sandy, come in here for a moment, will you?
OK.
Now, Sandy, you are a huge representative sample of the British public.
Is this part of my NVQ?
She's got you there, Charles.
No, certainly it is part of your NVQ, supplying information to management when required.
I don't think that's a unit of competence.
Neither is Charles.
You see, I've got to do 9 units of competence. Typing, telephone skills.
Yes.
Filing, photocopying.
Yes, my word, we were lucky the day we chose you, weren't we?
And when I've got all 9 units of competence, then I get my NVQ.
Level 2.
Level 2. You see, I think supplying information is NVQ level 3.
Sandy, dearest, go away.
But I thought I was being the great British public.
No, if it's not part of your national vocational qualification, I wouldn't dream of asking.
So you don't want me to supply information?
No, not today.
Can I supply some information?
No, thank you. That will be all.
Only, I think you need to know this. The health and safety inspector's coming. I reckon you should do something about that fire escape.
Well, go and keep it company for a bit. Take it a cup of tea, making soothing noises. There, fire escape.
Only health and safety is Unit 1 of the National... Please yourselves. I'll go and make some tea.
Sandy, do you read a newspaper?
No.
Well, that was a very solid basis for a report to our client.
Caring, compassionate, green, the sun.
It is part of the Prentis McCabe plan to revolutionise the reader profile.
Are you taking the excretory fluids? My readers don't care about the environment. They're too busy throwing up all over it. You know what healthy eating is to a Sun reader? Stuffing a woman so full of toxic beef that she goes 6 boobs and 4 buttocks. That's a Sun reader's healthy eating. Look at this. Caring and compassionate. The Sun. This is the paper that says hanging's too good for them, whoever they are. Never heard such 24-carat excrement in all my born days.
Would I be right in assuming you don't like these proposals?
You think my readers want this garbage?
The point, my dear, gentle, loving soul, is that your readers are slowly evaporating like the smell left by a flatulent puppy.
My readers wouldn't evaporate. It's got 4 syllables.
It's not the 1980s anymore.
The 80s? The Tories? Ah, yes, I remember them well. But those days are gone, my dear. No more does Maggie dispense crude simplicities from behind her sequined blinkers. No more does Burchill hold court at the Groucho. No more the gold medallion and the vulgar chest. No more shall we wear white socks. Ah, no more, no more. Do you want some more?
Is your mate always like this?
Quite a lot of the time, yes.
Mind you, you're not wrong. It was so easy then. We knew where we were with Maggie, and the Labour Party was led by a white-haired socialist intellectual tramp. It was like hitting the arse of a rhinoceros with a double bass. We knew who our readers were, what they wanted.
It's time to forget Essex, man. Your newspaper needs Worcestershire Woman.
Worcestershire Woman. Now, that is the first sensible thing you've said this morning.
Worcestershire Woman in the Nude, pages 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 13. Wahey, Worcestershire. How often do they do it in Ludlow? Are they getting it in Pershore? Was this what you had in mind?
It was nothing remotely what I had in mind. We were trying to reposition the paper. This is leaving it where it was.
Which is rather what I wanted to do in the first place. Still, I suppose if it worked.
But it didn't work. Listen to this. From managing editor. Worcestershire Woman We's a disaster. Have been reported to Press Complaints Commission, Equal Opportunities Commission and the Wildlife Commission. Readers continue to desert. Mind you, we did sell well in parts of Worcestershire, and especially one street in Evesham.
You know, Charles, there's quite a lot I don't like about this business lark.
Having to work for a living.
Well, there's that. And the relentless obsession with profit. But the worst thing about it are the clients. I mean, do you suppose it's like this for all businesses? Do you reckon if you're an advertising agency, you sit there saying, look, we wanted to do a decent campaign. It was the client made us use that ghastly talking baby that everybody wants to kill.
I imagine it is like that, yes.
We never suggested pictures of women doing... Good Lord.
No, well, we'll just have to suggest something else, won't we? Yes, Sandy?
There's a message for you, Mr. Prentiss. It's ultra secret quadrupled.
Martin, I'm going out. I may be some time.
Charles.
Yes?
Over here.
Archie, there's no need to whisper. There's nobody here.
Are you sure?
This is Frank Dobson's campaign headquarters. Guarantee there's nobody here.
Charles, Downing Street has a job for you. A job of some delicacy.
Pampers?
They are liberally filled.
How delightful.
Charles, it's time to say yes to Europe.
Is it?
The government wishes to lead us into the single European currency.
Yes, I see.
We need the media on side if we're to win a referendum.
But Archie, Downing Street doesn't need Prentis McCabe for that. You've got an army of spin doctors and press secretaries.
Look what they've done for Frank Dobson.
Yes, I see your point.
Get the tabloids on side, Charles. Downing Street will be very grateful.
But how the dickens are we to do that? You know what our tabloids are like. Up yours, Delors, and hop off, you frogs. And then on the inside pages, collect these tokens and win a fortnight in Paris. Logic has always baffled me. Still, I suppose Paris would be all right if the frogs had hopped off by the time we got there.
Yes. I don't care how you do it, Charles. Don't fail me. My head's on the block.
Look, let me get this straight. You want me to persuade the tabloids, by which I take it you mean the Sun, to say yes to Europe?
Exactly. And if you do, there'll be more Pampers where these came from.
And if I don't, you're the one who'll be needing them.
Prentiss McCabe, Government Media Relations, how can I help you? One moment, please. Do I have to keep saying that? Couldn't I just say P. McC?
Oh, I don't know if that's good enough for your NVQs, Andy.
Anyway, it's Sir Harold Dixon.
Oh, hell.
He says, have you done the work you promised him?
Say I'll ring him back.
Hello? Mr. McCabe will ring you back. One moment, please. He says that's not good enough.
In that case, I won't ring him back.
Hello? I've spoken to Mr. McCabe, and I'm happy to tell you that he won't return your call. We appreciate your custom. Thank you.
Level 2, level 202. Well done, Sandy.
Any chance of some tea?
OK.
Charles, squaring the tabloids, that's not our job.
The retainer we receive from our secret friends in the government pays our bills.
And we all know which tabloid they got in mind, don't we? I mean, you've tried selling them Care, Compassion and the Environment and failed.
For the time being, yes.
And now you're going to try selling them Germans, the soar-away Hun.
And Belgians.
And the French. Try to imagine selling the French to Sun readers.
In any case, do the tabloids really matter that much? Do you actually believe all this stuff? You know, it's the Sun what won it. I mean, did they really? What kind of dunder-headed, thick-skulled, amoeba-brained arse needs a tabloid newspaper to tell him what to think?
The Health and Safety Inspector, Mr. Rogers.
Oh, God.
Who have I the honour of addressing?
That's whom? Whom?
Mr.
No, don't help him, Martin. Just let's watch him suffer, shall we?
You'll be suffering if you don't get that fire escape fixed. You could toast to a crisp in here.
Yes, well, if that'll be all.
Of course it won't be all. I'm here for a full inspection.
We're really very busy at the moment.
But you can never be too busy for health and safety. Did you know that health and safety is now Unit 1 of every national vocational qualification in the country?
Yes, well, strangely enough, I am Lucasian Professor of National Vocational Qualifications at the University of Cambridge.
Oh, well then you'll know all about the control of substances hazardous to health regulations.
Oh, my nightly bedtime reading. Oh, forget P.G. Woodhouse, to hell with Trollope. Let me curl up with the control of substances hazardous to health.
Yeah, 1985, one of the great years for health and safety regulations.
Oh, one of the great year, yes. Oh, indeed. Martin, take this person away, now.
Charles, I've really got an awful lot to do on the Dixon account.
All matters pertaining to office admin are your responsibility. We did agree. Anyway, I'm going out to see our friend at the Sun.
Oh, very well.
Have fun.
So, what precise business are you running here?
We're Prentis McCabe, Government Media Relations.
And what's that?
Look, if you're going to start asking trick questions, we shan't get anywhere.
You see, it's just not so clear-cut anymore, Charles.
Yeah, well, you see, this is exactly what our extensive research, revealed. We asked a broad representative sample of readers a series of revealing questions, and the overall impression we received was that times have changed.
What sort of question did you ask?
Would you like another drink?
Yeah, yes.
They were the kind of revealing questions designed to be revealing.
Oh, come on, what did they reveal?
Well, they revealed that this first decade of this new millennium is not the 80s, and definitely not the 90s.
And that's exactly the point.
Is it? Good Lord.
Let me give you an example. 20 years ago, you saw a bloke up a ladder with jeans round his knees, and you thought, there's a bloke up a ladder. I bet he's a Sun reader.
Whistling at whatever took his fancy.
Exactly. Well, of course, he still whistles at the totty. Nowadays, he's just as likely to shout, "Here, darling, do you fancy a piquant risotto of truffles in squid ink? Because I know just how to cook it."
Up a ladder?
But you see my point, Charles. Is he a Sun reader, or isn't he?
Well, let me ask you a question. Quid pro quo, Dr. Lecter, as it were. I don't know what made me think of a Chianti swilling cannibal, but do have some more. You were very supportive of New Labour at the last election, weren't you?
Like to think we played our part? Yes.
Do you see any reason why that might change before the next election?
This newspaper backs winners, mate. We will be on the winning side.
So we can forget the Conservatives, then? You were a Tory paper once, of course.
Like I said, we back winners.
Now, if these winners were gently to broach the subject of the euro...
No, Charles. No. Hold on. Stuff the Tories, that's fine. If Downing Street starts blathering about union with the French, that's different.
I was afraid it might be.
Any politician who talks about sucking up to the French gets the ferret up the bum.
Now, there's something I don't know how to cook.
That's to say nothing of the Germans. We've already asked our readers this. We ran a phone poll. Do you or do you not want your mortgage decided by some unelected lager swiller in Frankfurt? Yeah, be surprised by the result.
No, I really doubt it.
90% said no. And I haven't even mentioned the Belgians.
No, but somehow I feel you're going to.
It's a European regulation.
The Working Time Directive. Actually, Mr McCabe, I was going to have a word with you about that.
Yes, thank you for your support, Sandy.
There is a limit to how long I'm supposed to spend on this word processor without proper breaks.
It's a European directive. Is the temperature of this fridge checked the requisite number of times per day?
It's the office fridge. We only use it for keeping milk in.
There's a yoghurt in here. Truffle and squid ink flavoured.
That's mine.
Well, the temperature of this fridge does not conform to the food hygiene regulations.
There isn't anything you fancy. Is there something suitably poisonous?
And what's this?
Oh, well, now, I think that's a kettle. Of course, it might be a giraffe, or possibly the hunting horn of a truffle-eating tribe of invading aliens. No, it's a kettle.
I am putting a prohibition order on this kettle under the requirements of the electrical regulations. I'm not very happy about this, Mr McCabe.
You know, it's odd you should say that. I'm so happy. I was just thinking of hitting myself on the head with the kettle, tapping myself in the fridge and bouncing down the fire escape into the path of oncoming traffic. I wouldn't want to contravene any regulations, of course.
Mr McCabe does his best.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. That's the kind of remark that makes me want to deliver a speech thanking my director, my co-star, and my Aunt Myrtle.
Mr McCabe, I'm not an unreasonable man. I will give you 7 days to rectify the health and safety deficiencies of this building. Otherwise, I shall use the powers invested in me to close down the premises. Good morning.
Do use the fire escape. It'll be much quicker, much quicker.
Martin.
Charles.
A drink. A very large drink.
I'm not sure that you can. I think the sherry's been condemned.
Oh, had a terrible day.
You've had a terrible day. I was just about to tie string around my neck and jump down the lift shaft. Then I remembered the European string regulations.
Oh, I'm wheezed out. I'm a wheeze-free zone. We are contracted to put forward proposals to boost the circulation of an ailing tabloid.
Yes.
We are simultaneously contracted to persuade this tabloid to say yes to Europe. I've just listened to the most unmitigated, unstoppable xenophobic rant. I'm assured it represents the views of the readers, and Prentis McCabe is meant to make them believe in Europe. They'd be likelier to believe a sworn statement by Geoffrey Archer.
Bugger Europe.
It's exactly what they'll say.
Stuff their stupid regulations.
That's precisely what they are saying.
Charles, it's precisely what I'm saying. This building is being condemned.
Oh, Martin, that's the least of our worries.
It isn't the least of our worries.
We won't need a place to work when we have no work to do, will we?
This email's just come.
From Archie. What the hell is Prentis McCabe playing at? Have you seen the front of tomorrow's Sun? It reads, Europe, the secret plan of the Prime Sinister. You know where you can stuff the single currency. And if you don't, see diagram on page 4. 24 hours to rectify situation or you're fired. Do you know what Jimmy Connors said the day he lost 6 love to Ivan Lendl?
Charles, the last few hours have been trying enough without you going into one of your Jimmy Connors moods.
He said, I guess that was a bad day at the office.
So what do they do, give him the Nobel Prize?
Martin, I guess today has been a bad day at the office.
The ex-office, the condemned office.
Do you know what the Jimster said when he was down 6-1, 6-1, 4-1 to Mikhail Pernfors?
Was it? And just to top things off, there's a prohibition notice on my kettle.
He said, I am so great. And that, Martin, is the point.
It's the point. Ah, yes, that's what it is.
The round of the last 16, Wimbledon 1987, behind by 2 sets and 4 games to 1, and he said, I am so great. Then what happened?
They found him a place in a secure unit.
He won. That's what happened. He won. Martin, I am so great!
Oi, turn it down. You're upsetting my regulars.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Heaven forbid that I should come between Sun readers and their crochet evening. Martin, are we going to give up?
Well, it would give us more spare time.
Are we going pathetically to admit defeat.
Shall we take a vote on it, Charles?
Martin, this is Prentis McCabe.
This is O'Donoghue's Irish theme pub. Charles, you're attracting attention.
Have we ever admitted that we are wheezed out? Have we ever shrugged, bowed our heads and said, we at P. McC are a wheeze-free zone? Is that how we behave? Or do we fight and fight and fight again?
Look, mate, you see that lot over there?
Yeah, oh, charming fellows by the look of them, yes.
Well, those charming fellows are the Lewisham and Catford Guardian readers. You don't want to make them angry. You wouldn't like them when they're angry.
Do you think we're afraid of a few yobbos?
Yes, we are. Yes, but don't let me stop you. I'll be outside in a taxi giving you my full moral support. It's all right, Charles. You can make as much noise as you like in here. That's what I like about this club. The members are either deaf, drunk, or dead. I've been a member for years.
Mr. McCabe, good evening, sir. The usual, sir?
The usual. Isn't it nice to hear the word, the usual?
And your colleague?
No, my colleague is rather unusual, but he'd like a glass of port. It's that time, isn't it?
9 o'clock every night, sir. The members and the guests get a glass of port. It's tradition.
Oh, very nice. Ah, how terribly nice. It's tradition. And lovely to hear those words. You know, if I said to that chap, have you got an interactive digital module, he'd say, no, sir, but I have a glass of port. It's tradition.
Cigars, Charles? Cigarettes? Turkish or American? I'm afraid I can't do a squid ink risotto, but the roast beef sandwiches are good. Or thick, proper chips in gravy. Anything else you'd like?
That's it.
A sandwich with the chips.
I want sex.
What?
I want sex.
In the smoking room of my club?
That's it, Martin. We've been getting it all wrong. We've been looking for what's changed when we should have been looking for what stayed the same. That's how we do it. That's how we serve two masters at once.
Charles, this sounds so disgusting, even the sun might draw the line.
Martin, I must get to Canary Wharf.
What, now?
2 ports, gentlemen.
No. You stay here and enjoy your port. Ports, tradition.
You want me to change the front page? What, now?
Unless, of course, you'd rather some other paper got there first. How does your proprietor usually react when you lose out to the competition?
Yes, well, point taken. I must admit, I think you're onto something. I do like this scheme.
Of course you do.
It's got vision. It's got breadth. It's got filth. And you reckon it'll have government backing?
I'm absolutely certain it will. Oh, there is one other thing. I want you to employ a guest columnist for a few weeks, a dear friend of mine, with a great deal to contribute to the national debate.
I don't just go hiring columnists on somebody's say-so.
He's an essential part of the package. If, of course, you want the package. On tomorrow's front page.
Are you Europe's sexiest couple? Win the bonking holiday of a lifetime. Simply tell us why you are the sexiest couple in Europe and you should win the chance to bonk in 14 European capitals.
You could be the lucky ones to say yes to Europe.
The judges will be Denise Van Outen, the editor of The Sun, and Miss Anne Widdicombe.
In interests of balance, Martin. And the final will be televised. Contestants will be introduced by Ulrika Johnson and there will be live commentary by Terry Wogan.
The paper's circulation has gone up.
The paper's circulation has gone up, if I may say so, like a skyrocket.
And your ultra-secret colleague in Downing Street is pleased.
There are cash prizes for the finalist to be presented in euros. The British people may be induced to use the words love and euro in the same sentence. What was it the email said? Congratulations as usual. Please eat this email.
Charles, what gave you the idea?
You, dear friend, you, when you said tradition. We'd been thinking about how Sun readers had changed. What we should have been doing was thinking about how they had not changed. Make Europe sexy, literally sexy.
Well, I'm glad to have supplied the answer.
You have that talent peculiar to the mediocre of stating the obvious in a way that brings out the genius in a genius.
Yes. Well, thank you, Charles.
I've written our office risk assessments.
Well done, Sandy.
Only I'm not sure what we're going to do about our lift shaft and the fire escape.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get around to them in due course.
But that Rogers bloke is coming back.
No, not in the immediate future.
Well, you seem very confident, Charles.
He's become a Sun columnist.
He's done what?
Where's the paper?
Here.
Yes, here we are. Safe Rogering by Larry Rogers.
The Euro Bonking Contest Health and Safety Officer. Charles, you arranged this?
He jumped at the chance, so to speak. We take health and safety very seriously at Prentis McCabe.
You've been listening to Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Tony Gardner, Roger Blake and Neil McCall. The music was by Matthew Scott. The producer was Paul Schlesinger. We present Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Personal assistant to the director. Typing, filing, maintaining office supplies and receiving clients. That's what I do here, isn't it?
Oh, yes. And very well you do it, too.
The successful applicant will be keen and enthusiastic. Well, I'm keen and enthusiastic.
Yes. Oh, God, yes, you are, aren't you?
Well, I could apply for that.
Sandy, think of all the excellent training you're getting at Prentis McCabe.
Well, I'm not getting 14,000 rising to 16, though, am I?
No, but your promotion prospects are excellent.
When?
Well, when your training period is completed and Prentis McCabe is settled and solvent.
It's not easy looking smart every morning, you know, on just a few quid from petty cash. Mind you, it can't be easy looking like you either. Here, let me do that tie.
Sandy, don't fuss.
And you will answer that letter from Sir Howard Dixon, won't you? You know, the one asking why he hasn't had a reply to all his previous letters.
Yes. All things come to those who wait.
But he's been waiting since August.
Sandy, I know you're not just here to make the tea.
No, I'm not. I'm here to do a National Vocational Qualification in Business Administration.
Level 2.
Level 2? Yeah, all right. I'll make some tea then. Morning, Mr. Prentiss.
Good morning, my fair young maiden from Billericay. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling money is coming our way. There's a bright gold...
Charles, I've just had a sausage roll.
The agency has a new client, Martin.
Oh, who is it? Some sort of big cheese?
Oh, better than that. A big American corporate cheese. A positive McCheddar, McStilton, McEdam with added cheese.
Oh, God. An American.
Exactly. And what do you think of when you think America?
Obesity, psychoanalysis, ruby wax.
You think dollars. Lots of lovely dollars. I had a phone call last night from J. Washbrook III. He's an American.
You amaze me.
He's looking for a discreet, sophisticated agency with a high degree of political nous.
Oh, why the hell's he come to us?
I imagine he was impressed, not to say dazzled, by my intimate personal friendship with the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
You've never met the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Martin, you really must curb this pettifogging obsession with trivial detail. This is the private sector. Look at the big picture. The minutiae will take care of themselves. Now, let us prepare. Repeat after me. There are 17 people in London who matter.
Why?
Why what?
Why are there 17 people in London who matter?
Martin, never mind why. It impresses the client. That's why.
17 people in London who matter. Well, who are they?
It doesn't matter who they are.
I mean, the Archbishop of Canterbury can't be one. He's in Canterbury. And why 17?
Because it is improbable. And being improbable, it is believable. Any fool can say there are 10 people in London who matter, but 17? It suggests inside knowledge. It suggests you are a player, and by association, the client can be one too.
What sort of idiot is going to be taken in by that?
The client is an American.
Yes, that's true.
Exactly.
Ah, America, land of the arse.
I do so very beg your pardon.
No, it's true. They've all got them, great big enormous ones. It's because they drink Coca-Cola out of dustbins.
And are you proposing to share this crude racism with a vitally important client?
Oh, politically correct piffle. When you're talking America, you're talking serious arse.
Martin, All of us are talking serious arse. The point is to get paid for talking serious arse. Now, once again, there are 17 people in London who matter.
I'll take your order when you're ready, gentlemen.
Well, that is interesting. There's pan-fried plaice on the menu.
That's a use of the word interesting with which I'm not entirely familiar, Martin.
But the haddock is only fried haddock, not pan-fried haddock. Isn't that interesting?
Martin, we're about to have one of the most important business lunches in the brief history of this agency.
I've got a theory about this. If you order the plaice, they pan-fry it in a pan. But if you order the haddock, they can't use the pan because it's full of plaice. So they take the haddock, wait for a sunny day, and leave it outside on the pavement for 10 minutes.
Martin, dollars. Green and Crispies. Show me the way to the next little dollar, oh, don't ask why.
What do you suppose they mean by Yorkshire pudding Thai style?
Martin, there are 17 people in London.
Oh, Charles, don't take life so seriously. Excuse me, what's this?
Ah, that is a traditional Yorkshire pudding made according to an 18th century Yorkshire recipe.
Why is it Thai style?
Because once we've made it, we throw lemongrass at it and hope for the best. Your guest has arrived. This way, sir.
Charles.
Mr. Washbrook.
No. Jay, please. And this must be Martin.
Martin McCabe III.
Tempt you to a little pouilly-fouissé? Rather a good year, as a matter of fact.
Oh, well, I don't usually.
I expect you'd like a dustbin of Coca-Cola.
Well, perhaps I will have a little wine. I don't normally eat lunch.
No, of course not. Lunch is for wimps. Breakfast is for losers. Dinner is for dropouts.
But I think perhaps I could face a little caviar.
Caviar? Well, what a good idea. Just what I was about to order. And I expect Martin would like a bit of dry toast.
No. The caviar will be fine.
And then perhaps some lobster.
The lobster? Yes, why not?
And then the rib of beef.
Oh, God. On reflection, I think I might just settle for the lally of lamb, flambéed in Vimto. He's been rather a long time in the gents, hasn't he?
Not as long as you'll be when you see the bill. Charles, 3 portions of caviar.
We have to think big, Martin. If this comes off, we'll be opening offices in the States, jet-setting across the global economy. Anyway, I phoned Sandy and told her to send the petty cash round by motorbike.
That won't cover it.
Do you think I should bring back and tell her to sell a couple of desks?
Right, gentlemen. Let's get down to business.
Let's indeed.
I'm looking for a British agency with media savvy and a high degree of political nous.
Martin. Now, Martin.
Oh, Mr. Washbrook, we've got so much political nous that the ear of the government is our favourite orifice. Sorry, we cut that one. Yeah, sorry. No. We were worried you might be some thin-skinned Bible basher who'd take offence.
Martin.
Yeah, Mr. Washbrook.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mr. Washbrook.
Yes.
Mr. Washbrook, there are 17 people in London who matter.
Are there?
Yes.
Screw 'em. Gentlemen, let me lay my cards on the table. I represent socialism in America now.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You can't. You represent international capital and my chance of getting hold of some.
I am the president of socialism in America now.
You swine. Utter total swine. Socialism? Given a quick cursory glance at the United States, how would you say socialism in America's doing, actually? Give us your half-time assessment, Ron.
We haven't yet won the hearts and minds of the people, but...
I think that's fair. Do you think that's fair, Martin?
Yes, I think it might be true to say that the monster-raving loony parties won more elections than you have.
America, the most rampantly, unashamedly capitalist society on earth, and I end up with the only living socialist in New York.
I owe you an apology.
You owe me for caviar, lobster, rib of beef, claret, burgundy, and a creme brulee Granny Smith.
Hey, listen, I'll get the lunch.
A socialist will pay for the lunch?
You see, I'm a rich socialist.
Ah.
I am a very rich socialist.
Well, they are the very best kind, of course. Don't you think, Martin?
Does this mean Prentis McCabe is not paying for the lunch?
You got it.
In that case, I'll start again with the caviar.
Oh, Mr. McCabe, Sir Harold Dixon phoned.
Oh, tell him I'm out.
Well, I did. You were out.
Well, if he phones while I'm in, tell him I'm dead.
Jay, do come through. Some coffee, please, Sandy.
OK.
You know, I don't want to be discouraging, but after your experience of America, what makes you think that Britain is right for the socialist message?
Socialists have been having rather a lean time of it over here.
Especially in the Labour Party.
You see, what the socialist movement needs is a win.
Well, I would broadly go along with that, yes. The Berlin Wall, the collapse of the Soviet Empire, it does suggest that relegation is looming.
We need to win a high-profile election. An election of the world is watching.
And you think this can happen in Tony Blair's Britain? You haven't been taking lessons in political judgment from William Hague, have you?
I've always admired naive American optimism.
Well, gentlemen. Now, I am prepared to pay you a generous commission and to put a substantial sum at your disposal if you will use all your brains, skill, and wit to secure the election of a socialist mayor of London.
So, you have never handed over £2,000 to a complete stranger in Shepherd's Market?
Of course I haven't.
Or asked a friend to lie for you?
Truth is a socialist principle.
Is it?
Yes, Martin, of course it is. Now, have you ever made a complete screw-up of running the health service?
Of course not.
Now, can I just ask you about your background? You have a master's degree in philosophy, but you're working as a street cleaner in Walthamstow.
Yes.
Is there a history of mental illness in your family?
Certainly not.
Mind you, I don't suppose there's much call for philosophy in Walthamstow.
Mr. McCabe, theory becomes a weapon in the hands of the masses. I read Marx's philosophy. You can't join the workers' struggle without joining the workers. Can I ask you something? What's in this for you? For Prentis McCabe, whoever you are?
It is the cause, my dear old darling. It is the cause. There are still some of us left, you know, who believe in the struggle. Oh, don't be fooled by all this. The baubles and trinkets of an outmoded system. I spit them.
Sorry, Charles, just try and get out of the way of passing thunderbolts.
Ah, comrade youth trainee.
Comrade, Mr. Prentiss, you asked me to remind you you're having a mug of coffee with the Albanian ambassador in half an hour.
Thank you, comrade.
Do I get extra money for doing this?
Don't be ridiculous. Leave the room immediately.
I'm not going to be somebody's mouthpiece, you know. I'm going to say exactly what I want to say.
My dear fellow, of course you are. It's just that we're going to help you say it.
Tony Blair, the illegitimate offspring of Margaret Thatcher. Tony Blair's third way is a capitalist lie. This election is a lie. The so-called Labour Party, a sham democracy to stifle the voice of the people. I'm not even going to waste your time talking about the other party. Let's leave them to sink in their capitalist sleeves.
Oh, word, he sounds full of passionate sincerity.
Yeah, well, that's what Washbrook's paying us for.
Let's make this a people's election. Not an election for millionaires and Blair stooges. An election for all the people of London. White and black, the poor, the unemployed, and everybody suffering and sweltering on the London Underground so that Tony's cronies can swill their champagne on the gravy train. Yes. Oh, yes, my friends, we've had enough of signal failures at White City and passenger incidents at West Ruislip. We've had enough of democracy failures in Downing Street and candidate incidents in the Labour Party. He talks about the people. Let's make this the election when the people talk to him.
A splendid effort, Martin.
Thank you, Charles.
My pager. When the pager sounds, it means somebody has gone off message. I have been summoned, Martin.
Psst, Charles, over here.
Ah, over there.
Are you sure this is safe?
Of course it's safe. This is Sir John Bird's leaving party. There's nobody here at all.
We've got a job for you. Something that should be right up your street. Something a bit messy and mucky.
Do tell me more.
Well, you know the Prime Minister only ever agreed to have an elected London mayor so that he could appear to be doing something radical.
Well, isn't that rather the line being taken by this socialist chappie?
Charles, this socialist chappie has got to be stopped.
Ah. Oh, dear.
You must have seen the opinion polls. If this keeps up, he's going to win. This isn't meant to be a proper election. This is supposed to be a shoo-in for Blair's candidate. I don't mind telling you, we've made a pretty fair lash-up of this.
Oh, do you think so?
And that was before this independent socialist candidate showed up.
Stopping him may be a bit difficult, actually.
We pay you to do things that are difficult. Damn it, Charles, you did an excellent job on the Tory campaign. Prentis McCabe's finest hour.
Well, that, of course, was not so difficult.
As usual, Downing Street is to be kept out of it.
And you will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
I don't care how you do it. I don't want to know the details. I want this socialist candidate discredited, shafted, ruined, wrecked.
Grief, man, you sound like you've swallowed Neil Kinnock. Well, Martin, you can't say it's exactly unexpected. I had been waiting for something of the sort.
It does rather raise a moral dilemma.
A moral dilemma? This is Prentis McCabe. It raises nothing of the kind. It raises a practical question. This agency is now more or less solvent.
Thanks in no small measure to our government retainer for doing Downing Street's dirty work.
On the other hand, J. Washbrook III is very rich indeed. Do you know, it's a wonderful thing when you think what middle-class guilt has given us.
Charity, philanthropy, Esther Ransom.
It has given us a very rich American socialist longing to throw his money away. Such a client is not to be lightly tossed aside, government retainer or no government retainer.
Well, here's another practical problem. This candidate has been personally vetted by Prentis McCabe. Let's face it, Charles, if there's muck to be found, you're the man to find it. You went through his background with a fine tooth comb.
Yes, he is purity personified, isn't he?
Hello, Prentis McCabe. Hold on, please.
Sandy, what the devil is that?
It's Chopin's funeral march. I've just put something on hold. I thought it'd make a nice change from Greensleeves.
No, I don't really think so, Sandy.
Oh, all right. La 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 la.
Sandy, give me the phone. Who is it?
Sir Harold Dixon.
Good morning, Sir Harold. Bear with me one moment. Martin, what work have we done on the Dixon account?
Very little.
Sir Harold, my people have researched the background pretty thoroughly on this. I'm just thumbing through the file now. Martin, what advice have we got for Sir Harold?
Very little.
Sir Harold, our feeling is that we should play a long game with regard to this one. How long a game, Martin?
Oh, tell him in these situations it's early doors.
In these situations, it's early doors, Sir Harold. I'm sorry? What the hell am I talking... Well, Sir Harold, can I ring you back when I've run that up my colleague's flagpole and seen who's vomited? Do you think we could make Sir Harold the first victim of the socialist revolution?
Of course, it's a term of abuse, isn't it? Socialist. If to care about our hospitals is to be socialist, then I am guilty and proud of it. If to care about the deplorable state of our ambulance service is to be socialist, then I am guilty and proud of it. If to want property for people, not property that's so overpriced it's out of the reach of people, is socialist, then I am guilty and proud of it. And if to regard Tony Blair with his henchmen, his cronies, his spin doctors and his dirty tricks departments as the biggest humbug and hypocrite ever to have occupied Downing Street is to be socialist, then I am guilty and proud of it. And so, in your heart of hearts, are you.
You don't think your speechwriting effort tonight was just a little over the top, do you?
It wasn't my effort. The People's Morris says speechwriters are the parasites of democracy. A politician should say precisely what he thinks in the way he wants to say it.
Lord, that's appalling.
Frankly, Charles, this thing is out of our control. I don't think we could stop it now if we wanted. Have you seen the latest opinion polls? There's a growing chance that our boy, if he is our boy, is going to win.
Yes, I've seen the polls.
There are millions of ordinary people fed up with the two major parties and willing to give him a chance.
It's a question of do we or don't we?
Do we or don't we what?
Oh, come on, Martin. This is hardly a severe test of the wheeze-maker's art, is it? No elaborate wheezing is needed here. If we simply leaked to the press that the People's Morris is being funded by foreign money, specifically by American dollars, it would kill his campaign stone dead.
Yes, but we wouldn't leak that to the press, would we?
Enjoy your meal.
No.
How would you like to share my McRibs?
About as much as I'd like to share your McBowels, Jay. If Prentis McCabe goes stateside, does that mean we get to eat McRibs every day?
You bet.
Well, I'm not turning into a wide-load lard ass with good teeth for anyone.
Martin, the big picture. Offices from New York to Missouri. Concord between London and New York. Prentiss McCabe Worldwide Enterprises.
No.
Worth a wobbly bot, wouldn't you say?
No. Martin is perfectly right.
Martin is never perfectly right about anything.
No, look, I mean, I'm the president of socialism in America. Here I am, inflicting our capitalist culture on you.
No, not at all.
Yes, he is. Couldn't we go somewhere a bit more left-wing, like the Ritz or the Savoy?
You're right.
Jay, we love McDonald's.
No, we don't.
Look, I insist. Look, I tell you what. Leave this embarrassing imperialist trash and be my guest tonight. What do we have lunch today?
Oh, that's a little haunt of ours. Yes, we have no polenta.
As my guests. No, I insist. Look, you guys are capitalists, and I'm using you, right? Believe me, I'm using you.
Charles, look, no disrespect, Jay, but I like England. I'm not at all sure about going stateside.
Well, that's okay, Martin. I'm not offended. Look, I tell you what. If Prentiss is to move over to the States to use my money for the things I believe in, you can stay here and do all the work of running the London End.
When you say work...
Anyhow, before I make any final decision, I want to see you win this election.
But you see, Archie, it's rather out of our hands.
But this is democracy run riot. We're not used to it. We're used to having things our own way.
Little to be done, I fear.
We've always managed to arrange things in the past.
Oh, I don't know. Scottish Parliament? You cocked that up a bit, didn't you?
Well, yes, there was that.
Made a monumental Horlicks of the Welsh Assembly.
Well, yes, there was that.
Abolition of the House of Lords? Now, there was a study in sustained asininity.
Well, yes, you could say so.
You know, Archie, for a bunch of control freaks, you're a sorry collection of underachievers, aren't you?
Look, our candidate selection for Mayor of London has been...
cock-up. Horlicks. Asinine.
Well, yes, but... Oh, Charles, I'm desperate.
Yes, you are, aren't you? So, you see, it's goodbye, Archie.
Well, I never was very happy about us being a sort of unofficial arm of the government anyway. It did seem to raise some ethical questions. Charles, have you ever been bothered by an ethical question?
Oh, no. Well, there was once, possibly, when I was about 12. But the moment passed. Come on, Martin, you're not telling me you've got ethical hang-ups about all that lovely American lolly.
No, I suppose not.
Sorry to disturb you, but there's an urgent phone call. It's from the manager from Yes, We Have No Polenta.
What on earth can they want?
Well, probably inviting us to a free lunch. Honoured customers, you know. Orlando, how are you? Yes, certainly, I remember the caviar. Yes, and the lobsters. No, there must be some mistake. He's an American philanthropist. He insisted. Yes, I quite understand. Yes.
Charles, you've gone the colour of pea soup with added frog.
The lunch.
Yeah, well, what about it?
J. Washbrook III wrote the cheque. It has bounced 8 miles high.
What?
It has bounced.
Oh, now there's a wheeze.
You see, Charles, socialism is a very noble ideal.
Is it?
Damn right. But you know what's wrong with the socialist movement? It's full of crooks. It's always been full of crooks. We're just not good enough for the philosophy.
You utter hypocrite.
No, Charles. You do me an injustice. I really am a socialist. And I really am a crook.
But why? I mean, why?
Because it was so much fun. There's limited pleasure in being the only living socialist in New York. Also, nobody in New York would have believed this for 2 minutes. The minute I met you, I just loved your naive British optimism. Admit it, Charles. You've been, how would you put it, out-wheezed.
I am never out-wheezed.
Come on. I struck a kind of blow for the old movement. You should have seen yourself. Offices stateside, flitting about in Concord. Oh, boy. I loved it.
And you never even paid for lunch.
No, but it was a hell of a lunch, wasn't it?
Just one last little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, or are you not, rich?
Well, put it this way. As man to man. Lend me the plane fare home.
And he even got the plane fare off you. What a performer.
Well, it was either that or he threatened to sell the whole thing to the tabloids.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen the Evening Standard?
Martin, I'm in no mood for reading the papers. It may possibly have dawned on you that we are now completely out of work.
Not entirely, Charles. You see, J. Washbrook III did not only write a cheque at the restaurant, he also wrote a cheque to cover Morris's mail shot to 5 million Londoners.
And?
8 miles high. And he wrote a cheque to cover the rent on the headquarters of socialism now. The capitalists have repossessed it. Oh, and he wrote a cheque for the use of the meetings hall where Morris delivered his tirades. Oh, yes, the paper.
Socialism can't pay the bills. People's candidate arrested.
He's been charged with fraud and deception.
I would have thought that made him admirably qualified to be Mayor of London.
This email's just come.
Ah. Congratulations, as usual. Appreciate what a difficult assignment this was and have doubled your fee. Please eat this email, Archie.
So, we're back in business.
Well, I don't know that we shall mark this down as one of our triumphs, Martin.
No, but you've learned something.
And what might that be?
That there are even worse crooks and liars in the world than Prentis McCabe.
Get out, Sandy.
You've been listening to Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Tony Gardner, Colin McFarlane and Hugh Parker. The music was by Matthew Scott. The producer was Paul Schlesinger. Present Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Psst, Charles, over here.
Ah, over there.
Are you sure this is safe?
Of course it's safe. This is the Chris Evans fan club. Nobody here at all.
Good news, Charles. Downing Street is very happy.
Happy with the contribution of Prentis McCabe?
Well, that goes without saying. No. Happy with, well, everything. The polls are looking good, the economy's looking good, everything's looking good.
And you wouldn't say there's any danger of smugness or complacency?
What, us? Oh, no, of course not. We're New Labour.
There is such a thing as the arrogance of power.
Anyone talking about the arrogance of power is off message. And we wouldn't want that, would we? No. The good news is that I've got absolutely no work for Prentis McCabe at all.
No work? Nothing?
Absolutely nothing. We just don't need you at the moment. Things are just going too well.
But that's terrible.
Well, Charles, you're simply going to have to find yourself some new clients. After all, Prentis McCabe is a private company. Enterprise, Charles. Don't want your agency becoming dependent on the state, do we? That's not very New Labour at all.
Archie, I feel sure that the range of services we offer...
Goodbye, Charles. See you around.
Archie, I would like a moment of your time. That's exactly what I got.
Sandy, if this is the vexed question of wages, now is not a good time.
No, it never is.
Let me put it this way. Are you familiar with the concepts of liquidity and cash flow?
Well, no, not really.
Pity. I was hoping one of us might be.
Do you mean you haven't got any money?
That is the nub of the essence of the gist, certainly.
Well, actually, that's not really what I wanted to see you about.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, you know you can rely on my support, my help. You don't want to talk about money. Wonderful.
See, I went to visit my dad yesterday.
Ah, how is the old crook? And I say that supportively and helpfully.
Well, actually, his parole hearing comes up in 2 weeks.
Does it really? My word, doesn't time fly? Well, no, actually, I suppose it doesn't if you're in strange ways.
And I was telling him about your unique range of contacts at the highest level of government.
Yeah, it never fails, that one, does it? I can't positively recall an occasion when it worked, mind you.
And what we're thinking was, well, perhaps Prentis McCabe could use its influence. You know, put in a word.
Put in a word? Use our influence?
After all, I mean, I have done a lot of work since I came in.
Yes, indeed. You've certainly benefited from the Prentis McCabe high-quality training package.
And you've benefited even more. So you could be said to owe me a favour.
Well, look, Sandy, Sandy, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Yeah?
I'll talk it over with Charles.
I did want this to be civilised, Charles. We live in such a brutal world.
Indeed we do.
And I'm told, I did ask around, that the civilised way to tell a chap he's no longer wanted is over poached eggs at Claridge's. Well, here we are.
I think I'll have a kipper.
No, you'll have the poached eggs, Charles.
No, I woke up this morning, looked out of the window and thought, kippers.
Are you ready to order, madam?
My companion will have the poached eggs.
Couldn't I have them boiled? Fried? Scrambled? Look, throw a couple of eggs at the wall and I'll lie underneath and catch the drips.
1 kedgeree poached eggs and let's have some champagne.
Certainly, madam.
You see, the thing is, Charles, I go through our company accounts and I notice monthly payments to Prentis McCabe Government Media Relations. And I have to ask myself, what are we getting in return? What is a government media relations agency?
We have a unique range of contacts at the highest level of government. It's never worked, that one, has it?
And sometimes I have to make tough decisions. It's a question of being tough, dynamic and flexible. That's just the business world.
1 kedgeree, 1 poached eggs.
Charles, do I look dynamic and flexible to you?
Martin, the game we are playing is a very simple one. Either we make a profit or we go bust.
Well, it's a silly game and I don't want to play. It's vulgar.
It's capitalism.
It's not English.
Martin, the English discovered capitalism.
Yes, but we gave it away pretty quickly, didn't we? We went to the Germans and the Americans. We said, we've just discovered capitalism. We don't want it. You have it.
This agency, like it or not, depends on the relentless flow of high-powered business leaders offering high-powered money for the unique Prentis McCabe package.
Oh, Charles, can I lie down for a minute?
That's negativity, Martin, the old way of doing things. Those are the forces of conservatism.
I like the forces of conservatism. What's wrong with the forces of conservatism? Meeting old George for a pint and thinking, God, he's even more boring than he was last Friday, but at least he's still there. Turning on the Today programme and thinking Sue McGregor doesn't get any better, does she? But at least she's still there.
Martin.
Being insulted by shop assistants. I wonder if you can help me. No, I'm on my break, but at least she's still there. Well, she isn't there. She's on her break.
Martin, we adapt to the forces of progress.
Brats with mobile telephones.
The forces of progress.
New ways of working. Do as you're told or you're sacked.
The forces of progress, Martin.
And you can't even get home and flip on the telly. You need 15 remote controls, a widescreen digital multiplex cinema, 300 channels, and all of them showing rubbish. I hate the forces of progress. People who say to you, have a nice day, and you smile politely because you're English when what you want to say is my day is none of your damn business.
Martin, I can see where you're coming from on this one.
And you know what I really hate? Dynamic women. Dynamic women are the absolute and utter flaming limit.
Good morning. I mended the photocopier, done the filing, and I sorted your correspondence, Mr. McCabe. I put the one from Sir Harold Dixon's lawyer on the top.
What?
There's nothing to panic about, Charles. The Dixon account is receiving my urgent attention. Put it over there somewhere, Sandy.
There's a gentleman outside. He says he hasn't got an appointment, but could you possibly see him?
A client! A client! You see, Martin, they're flocking to the doors of Prentis McCabe. High-rolling, high-flying, decision-making.
It's the Bishop of Bath and Wales. Would you like to come this way?
Gentlemen, my Lord Bishop, Prentis McCabe is at your service.
But only if you're a high-rolling bishop.
Gentlemen, God moves in a mysterious way.
So do the forces of progress, by the looks of it.
That's why I've come to you.
Would you like some sherry?
Martin, the bishop doesn't want alcohol at 10 in the morning.
The sherry would be delightful.
Oh, some sherry. Oh, well, of course, sherry. Yes, sherry,
Sandy, it's in the cupboard outside.
What shall I put it down as?
What?
For my MVQ.
Oh, never mind that now.
But I've got to have a heading.
Serving the needs of management.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Do sit down, Bishop, or would you prefer to kneel? I don't know, we have a cushion.
Gentlemen, I have come to you because I want you to save the Church of England. We are, as I expect you chaps would put it, losing market share.
Would we put it like that, Charles?
Oh, yes, that's exactly how we'd put it. What precisely do you mean by that?
I mean that no one is entering our establishments and buying what we have to offer. Over 70% of the population believes in God. Why can't we get them to come to church?
It's a fascinating question.
One we've often asked ourselves.
But what exactly does this have to do with Prentis McCabe?
Well, I'm speaking with the full authority of the Archbishop. I want you chaps to do what I believe you call a product relaunch.
You want us to relaunch God?
In a sense, yes. I want you to put the Church of England where it belongs.
After Rolf Harris and before Dad's Army.
At the centre of our national life, there is a moral vacuum in the nation's soul, a vacuum where the Church ought to be. I may say that you come most warmly recommended. I understand you deal at the very highest levels of government and industry.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yes, we do, yes. But relaunching the Church of England, you're asking for a miracle. Well, mind you, I suppose people do in your neck of the woods.
It's a challenge, Martin. Your Grace must forgive my unspeakable vulgarity if I turn to the subject of mammon.
Mr. Prentiss, the Church of England is well able to pay your fees.
In that case, the challenge is irresistible. Splendid sermon, Vicar.
I particularly enjoyed Life is Like the Ferry from Dover to Boulogne. I can't think why that has never struck me before.
And how very hip, if I may say so, to take as your theme our love for our fellow animals.
Oh, you found it stimulating?
Oh, my word, yes. Which of us has never stoned a crow? That question will get in the mind. Yes.
And I did so enjoy the two ladies with their experimental tambourine. It wouldn't surprise me to see them booked for an extended season at Ronnie Scott's.
Stranger things have happened. He moves in a mysterious way.
So did the tambourine.
You see, I like my congregation to be happy.
Well, I think they both were.
May we hope to see you next Sunday?
A bit difficult, unfortunately.
Next Sunday, oh dear.
We do hold services during the week, of course.
Yes, I tell you what, we'll ring the advance box office and see what's available, all right?
It's impossible, Charles.
Well, think of the church as an ailing business. We are its management consultants. What do we recommend?
I suppose the usual things: modernise, downsize, go into partnership with private industry.
Well, Martin, I scarcely think we're going to remove the deep-seated problems of the Anglican faith by renaming it the Church of St. Woolworths Without. No, we need to be more fundamental. Why don't people go to church?
Because they don't see any reason why they should.
Yes, that's good.
No, it isn't.
No, you've identified a vital aspect of the problem. Here is a product that people don't realise they need. Now, let's look at the marketplace. Is there a rival firm doing things our client ought to be doing?
Well, the Roman Catholics are still thriving.
Exactly. The C of E is playing to empty houses all over the country when the Pope is packing them in like Andrew Lloyd Webber. Why?
Oh, well, have you got the results of that research survey?
Can I have a quick word?
We're a bit tied up at the moment, Sandy.
I just wondered if you'd had a chance to mention to Mr. Prentiss, you know, what we talked about.
Oh, yes. Well, actually, no. But I haven't forgotten.
No, of course not. I would have typed your letters, only I forgot.
Would I be right in thinking that our Sandy is not her usual sunny self this morning?
If she's worried about her father. His parole's coming up, the miserable old sinner. Actually, I did promise I'd mention it to you. Sandy wants us to use our influence.
Does she? Oh dear.
Of what did God die?
I'm sorry?
It's one of the questions we asked in our research survey. Of what did God die? Now listen to this. He committed suicide because everyone stopped talking to him.
That's rather good. And for our purposes, completely useless.
Yeah, no, and listen to this. God did not die. He signed an exclusive deal with Sky Box Office and is only available on satellite and cable. And this one, God died because he heard Cliff Richard and did the only decent thing under the circumstances. Hardly the basis for a corporate strategy, is it? Charles, you seem distracted.
I know that at some point today you said something intelligent and important, Martin. I only wish I could remember what it was.
Well, 27% of people polled.
No. It was nothing to do with the research survey. What were we discussing before that?
You said you'd like to help Sandy's dad.
And you said his parole hearing's up in 2 weeks. The miserable old sinner. That's it, sin. Sin, that's the corporate strategy.
It amazes me you can get like this after 2 glasses of Chardonnay.
No, listen, Martin. Margaret Thatcher. Did anybody actually like Margaret Thatcher?
Don't be ridiculous.
But everybody voted for her, didn't they? And why? Because she served everybody right. She made people suffer and they came back for more.
Time after time.
Precisely my point. Now, look at the Bells and Smells Brigade, the left-footers. Do they pack their congregation in by telling them how wonderful they are? Of course not. Their message is, you're all miserable sinners, you better get to church fast. And that's where the Anglicans are getting it wrong. They tell people to be happy and clappy, when they should be giving them a slappy on the nappy.
Have you been a naughty boy? Ring Canterbury 461932.
Exactly.
Charles, I don't think we can revive the Church of England with a series of suggestive postcards in phone boxes.
Oh, we'll do better than that. We'll run a poster campaign nationwide. Let's spend some of the bishop's money. And time for you to start writing some speeches.
It is a pleasure and a privilege to be with you today at the annual assembly of the Mothers of Christian Invention. My friends, just you wait, Henry Higgins, just you wait. You'll be sorry, but your tears will be too late. And that, in a very real sense, says it all. You know, I find at the start of this new millennium, we are all asking ourselves, who are we? I want this afternoon to offer an Anglican perspective on that question. If I wanted a word to describe the British people, that word would be pestilential. We are a nation wallowing in a cesspit of moral depravity, obsessed with greed, lust, and football. We are told that the economy is booming. We are told that we are the 5th richest nation in the world. Well, I say to the government, humbug! I say to our political masters, hypocrites! I say, wipe the grin from your self-serving, self-satisfied faces. This is not a time to be smug and complacent. This is a time to think on your sins.
Do you think it would be unreasonable of me to suggest that the Church of England has gone off message?
Church of England? Off message?
Well, I don't think anyone notices the Church of England's message nowadays, do you?
You think not? So nobody's noticed the poster campaign?
Poster campaign?
Poster campaign for the dear old COB. Has there been one?
Gentlemen, the Prime Minister was returning from a speaking engagement in the North last night when he was confronted by a billboard, an enormous billboard, saying, "Don't make me come down there, God." And this was right at the entrance to Watford Gap Services station.
Well, I expect that comes under the heading of celestial restaurant criticism. Scarcely important, is it?
Well, 10 minutes later, in the Romford Road, there were 2 posters. One of the Prime Minister smiling and a strapline, "New Labour Britain, the place to be." Right next to it was a picture of Dante's Inferno and a caption saying, "I told you not to listen to false prophets, God." I mean, since when did God become leader of the opposition?
I'd always rather thought of him as a Liberal Democrat.
I mean, what has got into these people? Centuries of quiescence, of being the epitome of reassuring irrelevance. Everyone wants to know the Church of England is there, but no one wants to go anywhere near it, like county cricket or BBC One.
Don't you think this nationwide poster campaign could be simply dismissed as the last tortured death throes of millennial angst?
That's utter rubbish.
Well, it is, but it has a certain pleasing rhythm.
Gentlemen, I would not wish you to underestimate the seriousness with which the PM regards this matter, after a particularly objectionable thought for the day this morning.
I heard it. Yeah, something to do with the British people being obsessed with materialism and the retail price index.
Indeed.
And the chap finished off, "If thine RPI shall offend thee, pluck it out." I remember thinking... I wonder who wrote that.
Yes, I really can't imagine.
Now, obviously, the government cannot be seen to intervene in the affairs of the church.
But Prentis McCabe could, if we were still on our generous retainer.
Charles, I want the Church of England back on message. All this nonsense about sin, making people feel miserable. What on earth has got into them?
The Bishop of Bath and Wells is here.
You didn't order a bishop, did you, Martin?
No, mine's the tuna mayonnaise on brown. The bishop... The bishop must be yours, Charles.
Bath and Wells. Oh, yes, he's an old school friend.
Oh, really?
Yes, very old. Yes. It's amazing, isn't it? 1 minute a chap's skiving off rugby to firebomb the tuck shop. Next minute he's the Bishop of Bath and Wells.
Mr. Prentiss, I've nearly finished the typing.
Oh, good.
How many P's are in depravity?
So, Canterbury is delighted, and Downing Street is disgusted.
It is a bit thick, Charles. I mean, here we have one very satisfied client. The Church of England is commanding more attention than it has done in decades.
Yes, I know what you mean. We seem to have done some of our best work on this account. Sir Harold Dixon will give his eye teeth for some of this stuff.
Even so.
Yes, quite. For us, the wishes of number 10 must come first. The government's generous retainer must at all costs be retained.
Yes, we can hardly rest the financial future of Prentis McCabe on some here today, gone tomorrow theory of eternal salvation.
The time has come for a wheeze.
The problem is, Charles, you've been too successful.
I suppose there's always the classic.
What?
Well, the bishop is due to address an ecumenical gathering on the 2nd of this month. Now, if you recall, we were asked to provide some suggestions about what he might say.
Oh, yes. What shall it profit a man if his property goes up by 20,000 and he loses his own soul? His lordship wanted, what was it? Lashings of misery.
Yes. Now, if in delivering his lashings of misery, the bishop were to appear conspicuously merry...
What, the laced drinks wheeze, honestly, Charles. The Queen's Master of Wheezers, the Emeritus Professor of Wheezers in the University of Oxford, honest Charlie, purveyor of wheezers to the gentry, reduced to achieving a political objective by lacing a bishop's tipple. Pathetic.
Well, you suggest something.
Reason with him. Put it to him that Downing Street would look favourably on a slight change of tone.
This is a free country, Mr. Prentiss. Are you suggesting that a church with a deep love of liberty is required to be on message? That we are all required to sing New Labour's company song? That even the church is required to toe the party line?
Yeah, that's about it. That's a very useful cant around this particular course. That's exactly what we're suggesting.
Let me put it this way, my lord. You have every right to say exactly what you decide.
Good.
However, when the seat of Canterbury next falls vacant, Downing Street will not be uninvolved in the selection process. A candidate who in the past has been cooperative.
But that's a disgraceful suggestion. Are you implying that I became a bishop out of personal ambition?
Well, it will be an odd direction for personal ambition to take, I grant you.
After all, Mr. Prentiss, it was your suggestion. Lay the emphasis on sin, you said, and lay it on thick.
You did say that, Charles, yes.
Look at the success of Margaret Thatcher, you said.
You did say that, Charles.
Yes, I did say that, yes. Martin, why don't you go and drink a cocktail where the ice is solid and the glass is crushed?
Gentlemen, my mind is made up. My message will be stern and unbending. Statistics of economic success are the indicators of moral emptiness.
It's a very nice place, Canterbury. 4 weeks holiday and luncheon vouchers.
Mr. Prentiss, I have no interest at all in being the next Archbishop of Canterbury.
Haven't you? Oh, bugger, my lord.
I'm really not happy about this, Mr. Prentiss.
Sandy, there's nothing to it.
No, I really don't want to do this.
Oh, may heaven preserve us from a youth trainee with a conscience. Sandy, it's a vital part of your NVQ.
Is it?
Of course it is. Look, Unit 6, keyboard skills. Unit 7, efficient filing. Unit 8, getting a bishop smashed out of his cassock.
Charles, if Sandy doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it.
Well, you and I won't be able to. Look, at considerable trouble, I have managed to broaden Sandy's experience by getting her a place at the Episcopal reception.
As an unpaid waitress?
On one level, as an unpaid waitress. But think of the opportunities to meet the movers and shakers of the Anglican Church.
And to put vodka in the sherry.
But in particular, to meet the movers and shakers. I do feel it could be to your advantage.
I'm sorry, but I don't think so.
Such a promising career so prematurely ended.
Well, at least we've come to the right place, Charles.
In what sense?
Well, we're about to be told to put away material things. 10 minutes after that, we'll lose our government contract and go bankrupt. It has a certain pleasing symmetry.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main speaker today is noted as perhaps the most eloquent, the most compelling speaker in the Anglican movement, and, indeed, in the Church as a whole. The Bishop of Bath and Wells.
My grace, your grace, amazing grace. We are all of us miserable sinners. Oh, yes, indeed. Very miserable. Dear, oh dear. I've never seen such a miserable collection in my life.
Charles. Hush, Martin.
We have done what we have left undone, and left undone when all is said and done. And let me put it this way. I know a fat old bishop who's never sad at all. And one night after evensong, a sinner came to call.
Charles, the sherry.
Shh, Martin, the bishop is giving it welly.
Relieve the burden of your soul, for you, the Lord, has died. Then he heard the man's confession and laughed until he cried.
I particularly liked the bit where he said, "And it's a big hello to my boss, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Hyder Arch."
Yes, and then he said, "Some people think I'm after his job, but I watched the Archbishop on Millennium Night and I thought, what a plonker. To want his job, he'd have to be clinically insane."
Yes, I shall watch his future career with considerable interest.
Of course, the Methodists were appalled.
I met a Roman Catholic priest in the lobby afterwards. He said he hadn't seen a member of the clergy lit up like that in 20 years, not even in Dublin.
Of course, it does rather weaken the Church's message about sin.
I think I did detect a certain weakening of the intellectual backbone, yes. The Archbishop has issued a new message. Apparently it's all right for people to be happy-ish, to feel positive-ish.
And Downing Street is happy-ish.
Congratulations as usual, I believe, was the email.
You know, Charles, I feel rather like a humble member of the audience asking a magician how it was done. I must confess to some astonishment as how even the Wheeze Master General got Sandy to change her mind.
Well, thank you, Martin. It was a question of carrot and stick, really. It was all about finding the right inducement. Her father's parole hearing is in 2 weeks, as you told me. Well, I put it to her that a personal intervention from the Archbishop of Canterbury would not be unhelpful. This sort of intervention that could only be achieved by Prentis McCabe.
And will he intervene?
He will now. He has decided, in the light of his bishop's rather eye-catching contribution to the national debate, that in the matter of sin, the Church's business is to forgive it. Oh, yes, he's been most cooperative.
An email.
Ah, from Downing Street, no less. In the interests of national morale, the PM feels it would be helpful for an England sports team to win something. Will Prentis McCabe kindly arrange?
An England sports team to win something? Charles, even Prentis McCabe can't manage that.
Martin, I think the time may have come to pray.
You've been listening to Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Tony Gardner, John Rowe and Alice Torrance. The music was by Matthew Scott. The producer was Paul Schlesinger. Absolute Power, created by Mark Tavener and written by Mark Burton, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Oh, 4:30, a whole hour till going home time. Dear, oh dear.
Mr. McCabe.
I'm busy.
We're out of coffee and we need to order some more loo rolls.
Well, whose responsibility is that?
Yours.
So what are you doing then?
I'm studying, look.
Marketing, a beginner's guide for school leavers.
As part of my MVQ, I'm doing a day release course on marketing.
What, a whole day a week?
Yeah.
Have you okayed this with someone?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yes, good.
Actually, I'm supposed to get your help on this questionnaire about my workplace.
Oh, go on then. Might help pass the time, I suppose.
Right. Question 1. State full company name.
Prentis McCabe, Government Media Relations Consultants.
What is the exact nature of the business?
Well, let's come back to that one.
What materials does the company use?
Well, none. Well, at least we use less materials than most companies.
What does the company make?
Well, again, we don't make much at all, really, in that sense.
So you're a useless company that doesn't make much?
Yes, I suppose that pretty well sums it up.
Afternoon, team.
Afternoon, Charles.
Anyone call?
No.
Any messages?
No.
Any letters?
No.
Oh. Any coffee?
No. The place is dead. I've been so bored today, I almost dealt with the Harold Dixon account.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Do I detect a soupçon of ennui, Martin?
A whole bowl of soupçon. I just can't get the hang of this being your own boss thing. All the responsibilities, finding clients, ordering loo rolls.
But you haven't ordered any loo rolls.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. That's another headache. Staff. You get a trainee, and the next thing they're off half the week training.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. I don't know. Does it have to be this hard?
Martin, I've always believed that life should be a roller coaster.
What do you mean?
I mean an exhilarating ride that sweeps you up and down, not a miniature railway pootling along at 3 miles an hour. OK, so now we're at the bottom. But soon we'll climb to the very top, and with a giddy feeling of exhilaration and excitement, we'll rush headlong through the family fun park called success.
Oh, I like the sound of the miniature railway.
Look, at least we've still got this government retainer. And something else will turn up. I've got a feeling in my gut. Call it a man's intuition, if you will.
I call it gnawing hunger.
Tell you what, let's go out tonight.
Can we afford it?
Well, I won these 2 free theatre tickets in a raffle.
Oh, what is it? Chicago? Cats?
It's How Bleak My Wharf at the Deptford Fringe Theatre.
Oh, could be worse. Could be cats.
Hello, Prentiss McCabe. Charles speaking. How may I help you? Archie, my dear camarade. How are things up at Millbank? I see. No, I'm blushing like a pink rose at the thought of it. OK, Archie. Hang on, Archie.
Is it Archie?
Brilliantly deduced. Our new Labour Nibelung wants to meet us tonight somewhere quiet and deserted.
Oh, so change of plan then?
No, the Deptford Fringe Theatre would be perfect.
So, what's the play?
A brutally piercing satire of contemporary sexual mores.
Oh, you've seen it before?
God, no, but that's what all fringe plays are these days.
Oh, here comes Archie now. Archie, over here.
Are you mad, using my name in public?
For goodness sake, no one knows who you are.
And I'd like to keep it that way. Luckily, Archie is not my real name. I take great pains to keep my work covert.
I see.
The PM likes that. Only yesterday he said, "Good work, Ed."
Ed?
He was talking about me to someone else. Damn.
What can we do for you, Ed, Archie?
We want you to help out a friend of the party.
Who?
Can't say yet. All I can say is that it's big. You need to clear the decks at Prentis McCabe.
Well, that should be easy.
Clear the decks, Archie? Do you think we sit around all day with nothing to do but order loo rolls? No, I'm sorry, it's impossible. The order books are full.
We'll make it worth your while. Have a look in this envelope.
Nissan Sunny brake cable design.
Ah, no, that's to do with the Ken Livingstone project. Here.
Ah, oh yes. Nice check. I'll call Sandy immediately. She's working late at the office, typing up reports and invoices.
And so we can see that before a product can be launched,
It must be market tested.
Oh, sorry, everyone. Hello?
Ah, Sandy, Charles Prentiss here. Could you ring Microsoft and tell them that we can't do the launch next week?
Microsoft, what are you talking about?
Are they? Well, Bill will have to dry his eyes and wait, I'm afraid.
I'm at evening class.
Likewise, Sony, the Football Association, and the London Fashion Festival.
Are you drunk again?
All right. Don't work too late.
Performance starts in 2 minutes.
So, what's our task?
Can't tell you yet. Hush, hush. Better go. I'll be in touch.
Yeah, see you, Archie. Shh. Sorry. Well, certainly a controversial play, all that swearing and anger at the beginning.
I think they were just having trouble moving the piano, actually.
All that nakedness, too. Is that allowed?
Oh, it's encouraged.
I've never seen so many purple bits flapping around. Like Christmas at a turkey farm.
Charles! Martin!
Oh, my God. It's Christopher Hamilton.
Who?
You remember, BBC guy, nice but a bit useless.
Well, that could be any of them. Oh, God, not him. Arty-farty bore of the highest order. Let's get out of here, if I'm not mistaken. It's Christopher Hamilton. What a lovely surprise.
Hello, Charles. Hello, Martin. Long time no see.
Hello, Christopher.
I didn't realise you two were fringe theatre fans. What did you think? Groundbreaking play. No audience, sadly. And these days it's all about bums on seats.
All about bums on stage, if you ask me.
So, how's life? Still Director of Catering and Technical Services?
Well, haven't you heard? I'm now controller of Radio 3.
Oh, bad luck.
Yes. It's not a big step down.
No, it's good. I've always wanted the job. So many amazingly exciting things going on.
Sorry, this is the same Radio 3 we're talking about, isn't it?
Oh, yes. But things are about to change. We've got to be market conscious now. There's this new post they've created, Controller of Network Strategy Radio.
What does that mean?
It means I get lectured at by this ghastly Australian woman.
Sounds awful. Well, we must be off.
Do you know, she wants to bring in outside media consultants.
Really?
Offer these people stack loads of our cash to relaunch Radio 3, whatever that means.
Fantastic. Chic.
Enough of my trials. What are you two doing now?
Oh, this and that.
You'd left the bead to run a company. Wouldn't it be amusing if you were media consultants? You'd go straight down to Broadcasting House and offer your services, wouldn't you?
As if. Broadcasting House, please, and don't spare the horses. I told you something would turn up.
I can't believe we're doing this. Archie just told us to clear the decks, and Christopher will hate us.
Look, 2 new prospective clients, both awash with spondulics. It's the roller coaster, Martin. We're careering back up to the top.
Oh, put me back on the miniature railway. I feel sick. For God's sake, I didn't know anything about radio.
You were controller of Radio 4.
Exactly. I certainly don't know about Radio 3.
Don't you listen to Radio 3?
Not since the last Test Match special. Listened to that for 20 years.
So about 2 Test matches, then. Well, personally, I love the third programme. Shamelessly highbrow. Penny Gore, Donald MacLeod, composer of the week.
Do you listen to it?
No, of course not. No one does. That's the whole point. But I'm glad it's there. It's like Panorama or Nuclear Defence.
I won't know what to say.
My advice with radio people is this. If you want to flatter them, just say, it's the most visual medium. It's like magic words to them.
Maureen Hardy will see you now. Go through.
Here goes.
It's nice to touch base with you, Reg. Hang on a mo, guys. The new Director General's on the phone. Me? Well, I'm Controller of Network Strategy Radio. Mm-hmm. You're funny. OK, Reg. See you. Bye. Sorry about that. The new DG's just acquainting himself with his management team. We've already got a great partnership going.
Yes, your lips his bottom. So, Prentiss and McCabe, at your service.
Pull up a pew, guys. Can I get you a drink? Michelob, Budvar, Grolsch?
No, Prentiss and McCabe.
No worries. Well, thanks for the call. Came at just the right time. So you know Christopher Hamilton?
Old colleague.
I bet he told you I was mucking up Radio 3.
That wasn't the phrase he used.
Yeah, had most of the same letters, though.
He thinks I hate culture, but he's wrong. I love classical music, particularly that opera. You know the car advert? Oh, what is it now? La da 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 da.
Nessun Dorma.
That's right, the Nessun Dorma hatchback. It's a great But you see, Christopher doesn't understand that we're at war. The comfy old days when you didn't have to worry about your audience, they're over. Listen to this.
Well, welcome to If That Isn't My Favourite, the show where you're never more than 2 minutes from a classic. I'm Henry Moira. Let's get the old deck spinning with a lovely bit of... What do we have here? It's Vivaldi. In fact, it's his famous Four Seasons. A real pizza music history.
What do you think?
Is that Radio 3?
No, this is Classical Gold FM, our big rival. That's Henry Moira. His show gets 6 million people tuning in. Of course, Christopher doesn't take my advice. He thinks I've got the wrong background for radio.
Which is?
Export lager, mainly.
Oh, well. Radio 3, export lager, it's all the same, really.
I've already put forward a few promotional suggestions, like these T-shirts at point of sale.
For a great radio station, follow the Radio 3 bear.
I couldn't give an FM for any other radio station.
Radio 3, where all the sugar turns to alcohol.
Yeah, probably needs a bit more thought, that one. But this is just the tip of the six-pack. We need something more radical, and that's where you guys come in. I want you to write me a report, the future of Radio 3. Push the envelope a bit. What I'm looking for is the big idea. Know what I'm saying?
Think so?
I want people out there literally pouring Radio 3 down their throats. Well, I meant into their ears.
I can't believe you two have betrayed me like this. It's too Brutus.
Brute. It's vocative, for God's sake. Brute. Now, Christopher, stop pouting. This relaunch is going to happen anyway. Better us do it than some faceless marketing pointy head, eh? We do love radio after all, don't we, Martin?
Yes. It's the most visual medium.
Oh, Martin, that's so true. It really is. Well, maybe it is better if I cooperate.
Magic words.
Here's our classical department. Just recording the morning show. In the black polo neck, the presenter. In the slightly larger black polo neck, the producer. And, oh, that's the guest presenter in the polo neck jumper. The black one. Now, on to our other big department, speech and drama. Very proud of our drama. On the slate today is a new play by the writer of How Bleak My Wolf.
What about us, Harry?
What about us, Tanya? This isn't IB for now. Trance is dead. It's time to grow up.
You've changed since that rave. What's wrong?
You're in love with someone else, Tanya. Your brother.
You bastard! I'm pregnant, Harry.
Well, sounds like a gripping play.
No, the cast haven't arrived yet. That's just the producer and his PA. Well, that's a taste of Radio 3. Be gentle with her. She's a cultural beacon in the millennial darkness. Oh, that might make a good slogan.
I think I prefer follow the Radio 3 bear.
Will you let me see this report first?
Oh, of course. It shouldn't take long for us to polish it off.
Yeah, one big idea. How hard can that be? So, in conclusion,
Martin, it's no good typing "so in conclusion" at the bottom of a blank screen.
Oh, it's good for morale. We've been at it for 2 weeks and we haven't had a twinkle of an idea.
I don't want to make excuses, but me giving up smoking hasn't helped.
That was in 1981.
I know what'll help. Lunch.
Now, that is a good idea.
Martin, you ideas bitch. Let's brain crunch until our foreheads bleed.
Sorry?
Let's have a little think.
Right. Now, maybe we could take Radio 3 right down market, dumb it down, sort of ooh-ah cantata.
It's an idea, but our problem is how to be more attractive to young people. Let's give that some thought.
Oh, I think about it all the time.
Young people. Who do I know? Oh, yes, my neighbour's son. Now, what does he like? Is he chatting up girls, drinking in pubs, driving fast?
How old is he?
12.
Prentis McCabe?
Maureen Hardy here. How's the report going?
Oh, you know, just dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
Great. See you at 5. Oh, by the way, do you mind if an old friend of mine sits in on the pitch meeting? She's very interested in your work.
I'm glad someone is. OK.
See you at 5. Bye.
Oh, sorry I'm late. My class overran. We got into a really interesting discussion about the 100 tribe system.
The what?
Well, it's a way of grouping consumers according to common characteristics. For example, Mr. Prentiss's tribe might be 40-somethings, highbrow and elitist, like the best of everything and use pretentious phrases to reinforce social superiority.
Au contraire.
What about me?
Well, your tribe would be something like middle brow, low risk-taking, followers, not leaders, lacking confidence in your own opinions.
Well, that's nothing like me. Is it, Charles? Is it?
Certainement.
Where'd you get all this stuff, anyway?
My book, Marketing, A Beginner's Guide for School Leavers.
It's quite informative, isn't it? Look, they've even got a sample report. A typical relaunching strategy might read like this. How to rebrand widget A, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
blah,
maybe
blah.
we should study it for ideas.
Well, we could do. Or we could just copy it.
Charles, are you suggesting we literally copy out this sample report and submit it as our own work?
Yes.
Brilliant. Just exchange widget A with the words Radio 3. Charles, I think you've just had the big idea.
Well, everyone, a lot of pain, a few late nights, but voila, our opus, the report.
Can I just say, I've had a sneak preview, and frankly, it's fantastic.
It is? I mean, it is.
It's opened my eyes. The ideas on positioning work, targeting consumers, brand awareness, it reads like a textbook example of a marketing report.
You don't say.
By the way, this is Veronica, the friend I spoke to you about.
Hi. I hope you don't mind me sitting in. I just wanted to see a top consultancy team in action.
No, of course not.
Veronica writes books.
Oh, nothing interesting, I'm afraid. Training manuals. I can't imagine you guys would have much call for marketing, a beginner's guide for school leavers.
You wrote Marketing, a Beginner's Guide for School Leavers?
Anyway, let's have a look at this report, shall we?
Actually, can I just take that copy back?
What the hell are you doing?
Shocked you, didn't I?
Bloody did.
Yes, little gimmick of ours. You see, we don't want you ploughing through page after page of drab marketing talk. No, what we like to do with our top clients is tell them the gist, give you, if you like, the big idea.
Oh, clever. Grab my attention, right?
This is brilliant. I'm learning so much.
Okay. So what is the big idea?
Well, Martin.
Rewind, Miss Selector. You're down with DJ Shy Guy on Radio 3. Ooh, the sound of the street. Also, if you want to take in some culture, boys, best check out this little rave going down in Deptford Theatre. Ooh, how bleak my wolf. Some Malcolm X Jedi mind business I go on. Boy, I clocked it. It was wicked. This next slate is wicked. It's fresh. Yes, man. Yes. Big up your chest, Vivaldi. Yes.
Had a rather disturbing dream last night.
Me too.
In my dream, we turned Radio 3 into a pirate radio station in an attempt to give it credibility with young people.
What a thought.
And we handed in a sample marketing report stolen from a book.
No, that really happened.
Damn, I knew it. Anyway, what about your disturbing dream?
Oh, I'd rather not talk about it, Mother.
Martin.
Still, how we managed to backpedal out of that meeting, God only knows. Luckily, Maureen gave us a few days' grace.
It's not going to make any difference, is it? The Ideas Bank is showing a deficit. We're as devoid of original thought as a boy band.
No, Martin. I've come up, in fact, with some new Radio 3 programme ideas.
Well, a new sports programme? The Special, what's that?
Well, it's the Test Match Special without the Test Match. Which, let's face it, is always the most disappointing part of the programme. Special is just lots of chocolate cake and banter. And my pièce de résistance, a new late-night show featuring Henry Moira, whom we headhunt from Classical Gold FM.
That's my favourite experimental music, to be sure. This is good stuff. We might pull it off yet.
Get this over to Maureen as soon as possible and Beebs your auntie. The Radio 3 contract is ours. Prentis McCabe, Yes, we'll be there.
No sign of him.
Oh, this is ridiculous. He's been watching too many episodes of The X-Files.
Oh, hello, Archie.
Ah, you're here, good.
Did we have to meet in an underground car park?
Safer. That way you don't stand out.
Except we haven't got a car.
Listen, the balloon's going up. Have you cleared the decks?
Absolutely. You've never seen decks that clear. It's like the Mary Celeste of media consultancy.
Right, well, our friend wants to meet you ASAP. His name and where you'll find him is in this envelope, along with the code word.
Required items, 3 wise men, star, stable.
Ah, no, that's the Baby Blair project. Here, it's this envelope. Good luck, and remember, this meeting never took place.
Who is it, Charles? I'm fairly bursting with curiosity.
Well, I never.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Charles Prentiss and Martin McCabe, we have an appointment with the Director General of the BBC.
Prentiss and McCabe for Mr. Drake.
Yes, send them in.
Go through.
Come in, lads, come in. I'm Reg Drake.
Charles Prentiss?
Martin McCabe.
Well, you two come highly recommended.
Just keep smiling.
Now, you're probably wondering why you're here.
Just a little, yes.
Well, I've been preparing a little report on BBC bureaucracy.
Vale of Tears, reducing bureaucracy in the BBC. Ooh, this looks like strong stuff. Oh, farewell BBC News 24. Ah, poor Gabby Roslin.
That section doesn't really concern you. Basically, I'm drowning a few kittens, as they say in the city, cutting out some dead wood.
I still don't understand why the government's so interested.
Oh, because this report could be a political hot potato. Archie says you'll be able to handle the flak, do the spin, sell the story as accountable money, going back into programming.
No problem.
OK, no time to waste. Notepads out. Let's kick off with something easy. Radio. I was ringing around last week, getting to know people, and I found out we had someone called, would you believe it, a controller of network strategy radio.
Really?
Yes, one Maureen Hardy. Look at the huge budget she swallows up. You don't have any dealings with her, do you?
No.
Well, she's the first getting into the canal, I can tell you. In fact, we're going to phone her right after this meeting.
Right. Well, might we be excused a moment?
The Director General wants to put money into programming and cut bureaucracy. It's madness.
Never mind that. He's about to fire one of our biggest clients.
What can we do?
We've got to get her to sign our Radio 3 contract before she's fired. Maureen.
Hi, guys. What a pleasant surprise. Just reading your new report.
Can we have a quiet word?
That's my favourite experimental music, to be sure. It's a winner. If that doesn't help us shift thousands of gallons of radio programmes, I don't know what will.
Yes, the thing is...
It's all going really well. I'm even thinking of redoing my office.
Yes, I'd wait a bit if I were you.
And buying a new car. Maybe one of those Nessun Dormers.
Yes. Look, about the Radio 3 contract, we were just wondering whether you could sign it now and pay us straight away.
In cash, preferably.
No hurry, is there?
No.
You're not leaving us, are you?
No, we're not leaving you. No.
Well, all right, then. I guess you've earned it. Where's my pen? Oh, mind if I answer that first?
No, first sign the contract.
Let me just take this call.
Cuff O backwards.
Hello? Oh, hi, Reg. I see. OK. Right. I've been fired. Well, so what? I'm versatile, I'm flexible.
So, back to export lagers?
Yeah. Well, I guess this affects you guys too. No contract, sorry.
Oh, well, we've got other things on our plate now.
Hang on. I know how to help you. I'm going to recommend you to the new Director General.
What?
I'm sure he'd love to know you've been working for me. Reg Drake, please.
Martin, I should say at this point that roller coasters can go down as well as up.
4:30, only another hour to go.
We may have lost a couple of clients, Martin, but there's plenty to be getting on with. I know. I'll order some loo rolls.
Sandy's already done it, remember?
OK. Shall I get the Harold Dixon account out, then?
It's come to that.
The file's here somewhere. Hang on. What's this? What? Martin, how could you? What? Thank you for your application to join the BBC's new management team.
Charles,
Martin, don't even try to wriggle out of this one.
It's not my letter.
Oh.
Excuse me, that's my personal mail you're reading.
Sandy?
Well, I figured I knew as much as you two about the subject. Why not?
There, you see, I told you working alongside us would give you confidence.
Sandy, how can we tempt you to stay?
It's all about the salary.
I know, you want one. Look, what we need is a nice office outing to restore team morale.
I know. How about a trip to Beale Park in Berkshire?
Why, has it got a roller coaster?
Nobody has this wonderful miniature railway.
Excellent. After me, I like it.
You've been listening to Absolute Power, created by Mark Tavener and written by Mark Burton, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Tony Gardner, Rebecca Front, Roger Sloman, Philip Fox, Beth Chalmers and Mark Tonderai. The music was by Matthew Scott. The producer was Paul Schlesinger. Present Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Morning.
Yes, that will be fine. No problem at all. Thank you for calling.
Who's that?
Oh, nobody.
Nobody?
It was Sir Harold Dixon.
Oh, you were right the first time. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit public transport.
Bad journey.
It's always a bad journey. You know, it's not even that I want 2 Jags. 1 Jag would do. With a chauffeur and a little bar and a television.
In your dreams, Mr. McCabe?
Yeah, you know, round about next May there'll be an announcement from Downing Street. We're sorry the baby's late. It's coming on the Central line.
I'll get you some tea.
I suppose it's a bit early for something stronger. You know, I get off that train every morning and I think, oh, that's me for the day. I'm exhausted before I start. I don't think I'll even bother starting.
Good morning. Sandy, good morning. Martin, how the hell are you, old chap?
Oh, God, is that the Queen's Award for Industry, or are you just pleased to see me?
Work to be done, money to be made, and I'm expecting a new commission, Martin, from our mutual friend. Any calls, Sandy?
No, not really.
Oh, Sir Harold Dixon phoned.
But he didn't want anything important.
Let's go through to the inner sanctum, shall we, Martin? Have we made any progress on the Dixon account at all?
Certainly not.
Oh, well, it's not our most important account, is it? Martin, our government retainer is absolutely essential to the financial well-being of Prentis McCabe.
Well, so it may be, Charles, but it makes us a sort of dirty tricks department for New Labour.
Yes, fun, isn't it?
Your tea.
Thank you.
Well, I can't say I'm happy about it.
Not happy, but Martin, you're always happy as I mount these weary stairs each morning, tottering under the burdens of cash flow and profit and loss.
And Sir Harold Dixon's lawyers.
My heart is lifted by the sound of Martin cherubically chirruping.
I do not cherubically chirrup.
Oh, but you do. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird, you see, you chirrup.
Charles, you don't have to go to an urgent meeting at all, do you?
Well, actually, this is sadly just a flying visit, yes. Our mutual friend desires a meeting. It's hush, hush, to the power of 1,000,000, apparently.
Oh, good. Well, in that case, I think I'll sit here and give the Dixon account my undivided indifference.
Actually, I was wondering if we could have a bit of a chat.
Is there a problem, Sandy?
It's not a problem. I just thought it was about time to discuss my future.
Just what Martin's been saying.
No, I haven't. Perhaps I'll get my coat, Charles.
No, I'm required to go alone. Staff relations are your responsibility, after all, and do try and get some work done, won't you, before we have to take over the post office tower to accommodate your pending train?
Psst, Charles, over here.
Over there.
Are you sure this is safe?
Of course this is safe. It's a Liberal Democrat press conference. There's nobody here at all.
Charles, people get very cold and miserable at this time of year.
Is that in code? Or is it a major discovery by a Downing Street think tank?
No,
You remember the winter of discontent? People were freezing, the trains weren't running, the hospitals were overflowing, rubbish was left uncollected.
Oh, yes. Labour governments don't change much, do they?
The then Labour Prime Minister said, memorably, "Crisis, what crisis?"
So he did, and went on to win 2 BAFTAs and a British Comedy Award.
We do not intend to make the same mistake. New Labour has spent nearly 3 years cultivating a feel-good factor. We don't wish to see it dissipated because of a long, miserable winter. They could affect election timing. EE.
I'm sorry?
EE, Charles. Project Early Election.
Oh, thank heaven for that. I thought for one moment I was being seduced by a perverted Yorkshireman. Yes, of course. The government is planning to spring an early election on the Tories, is it?
The thing is, Charles, the nation needs cheering up, and that is where Prentis McCabe comes in. We have a commission for you.
2 cappuccinos.
Thank you. Oh, Sandy, you haven't got any change, have you?
Yeah, all right. Mr. McCabe, are you sure it's all right to be away from the office?
Oh, yes, get over the rigours of the day.
The day's hardly started.
Yes, well, where work is concerned, I'm a great believer in getting your retaliation in first. So, what's bothering you, Sandy?
I just wanted to have a chat about my future.
Oh, well, you know what they say, the future's bright. The future's sort of dirty brown colour.
You see, my MVQ in business administration...
Level 2?
Level 2. I've nearly finished. I've got 7 units out of 9, and once I've got it, I won't be a trainee anymore. So what are the chances of me being an employee, you know, with real wages instead of the odd little sub out of petty cash?
Real wages, Well, yes, you see, we took you on as a trainee because you were young, bright, keen.
And dirt cheap.
Well, of course, yes, that is a consideration to a new business. Are all the problems of start-up capital, debt overhang, prohibitive overheads.
What does all that mean?
Sandy, don't ask trick questions. The point is that Prentis McCabe is still at an uncertain stage.
Yeah. So am I.
Sandy, you definitely have a future at Prentis McCabe. In the future.
Right. Yeah. Well, in that case, show me for 2 cappuccinos.
Charles, we all know what politicians do when they want a feel-good factor. They cut income tax, throw money at the health service and say, how's that for economic genius?
Yes, well, that's exactly what they're going to do, but it's not enough. Martin, what, in your judgment, would raise the spirits of the nation?
Seeing Chris Tarrant get his hands stuck in a toaster?
Think big, Martin.
Yeah, well, all right. Chris Tarrant gets his head stuck up an elephant.
Martin, what is it that sets them singing in Sunderland, dancing in Darlington, puffing with pride in Plymouth?
Free Class A drugs when you buy a lottery ticket.
Sport! Sport, the new religion! Our mission, should we decide to accept it, Jim, is to contrive a major English sporting victory to cheer the nation.
England? A major sporting victory? Charles, when was the last time England won a major sporting trophy?
Well, to the nearest 34 years, it was 34 years ago.
The World Cup. Would I be right in thinking that nowadays our football team couldn't beat the Faroe Islands second 11 playing blindfold after a heavy lunch?
I think that's broadly accurate.
And look at our rugby players, so strong, so willing, so pathetically unable.
Well, yes.
And our cricketers, bless them. Any politician who came to power singing things can only get better has never watched England play cricket.
If a victory is required, a victory there shall be, at an immense profit to Prentis McCabe.
Oh, profit.
Profit, Martin, is the difference between lunch at the Connaught and a takeaway from Cohen and Wong. England's hockey team lost. England's women's dance team...
Yes?
Lost.
You know, I can't help feeling you're somehow missing the point.
The point is that we've been hired to do a job.
The point is the English like losing. We're very good at it.
Not in the New Britain.
Charles, if you have one redeeming feature, it's your cynicism. I've always liked your cynicism. If you spout that tosh about New Britain, don't sound as if you believe it. We love it when we lose.
What nonsense?
It's not nonsense. Now, look at that tennis chap, the British one with the Canadian accent. Gets in the lead, 2 sets to love, 5 games to 1, 40 love, and then loses. And why?
A run of bad luck.
It is not bad luck. It is because ultimately we cannot be asked. It is losing as a form of superiority. It's the post-sport society.
Unadulterated drivel.
It's saying to the world, we are the English and we cannot be bothered with this sweaty, jolly foreigner puffery. We are above such things.
Martin, have you ever been to a football match?
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, if you had, you would have some notion of the passion of the English sports fan.
You're getting it wrong again. Passion, yes, but what is the point of the passion? People don't go to cheer, they go to boo. They see a bunch of overpaid, overprivileged young brats and they think, let's give them a torrent of foul-mouthed abuse. They don't want to see somebody win, they want to see David Bottom fall on his Beckham.
Trying to find his elbow, presumably.
Sandy, what do you think of David Beckham?
He's an overpaid ponce.
Precisely.
Mr. McCabe, you remember our little chat?
Oh, yes. Any time, Sandy. Glad to have put your mind at rest, giving you the benefit of my advice.
Oh, good. Is it all right if I take the afternoon off?
Afternoon off?
I've got, an urgent appointment.
Oh, normally, of course, this would have to come out of your wages.
But I don't get any.
No, quite.
Sandy, of course it's all right for you to take the afternoon off.
I've done your typing and your photocopying.
Good.
And washed your socks and ironed your shirts.
Good. Martin, does Sandy seem all right to you?
Yes, I think so. The usual grumbles.
You had your little chat?
Oh, yes. I think I put her mind at rest. You know, Charles, I really think you may have bitten off more than you can chew with this one. I mean, how do you fix a major sporting event anyway? Bribes? Tranquilizer darts?
They may have their part to play, Martin. If only we could decide the sport. Archery?
No.
Bowls?
No.
Amateur tobogganing?
No.
Barn door throwing? Cart horse racing?
No.
Equine toss pottery? Fly fishing? Fish flying? Mad goat tethering?
Charles, you think the Prime Minister is likely to win the next election because England won the World Goat Tethering Championship?
Llama dressage? Boxing stoats? Tractor pulling from Rotterdam?
Oh, I watched that. We never win.
Uphill waltzing? Violent chess? Worm charming?
Yeah, possible cult value, but a bit difficult to fix.
Professional wrestling?
Charles, professional wrestling doesn't exist anymore. It was taken off the telly about 20 years ago.
1, 2, 3.
It's the sherry.
It's a wheeze. The World Wrestling Championships. No, the Wrestling World Cup. Everyone has a World Cup nowadays. Only this one, England will win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is the main contest of the evening. Heavyweight consists of 8 5-minute rounds, 2 pinfalls, 2 submissions, or a knockout to decide the winner.
Get over here, you pods!
A bit different from whist night at the Reform Club, Charles.
The drama, Martin, the potential.
In the blue corner, he's come all the way from France. Gerard Carpentier, the ferocious frog. And in the red corner, he's the rising star of wrestling, he's your local boy, Jimmy Crossbuttock Crawley. Your referee tonight is Mr. Charlie Case. Seconds away, round 1.
Give it to him, Jimmy, you useless fairy!
You see, Martin? National morale.
Gentlemen, I believe you wanted a word. Dickie Wynne, Wynne Promotions. Of course, it was a terrible blow to the game when they took it off the telly.
How would you like it back on the telly?
Are you serious?
We do have an exclusive range of contacts at the highest level of broadcasting. Of course, anything in which Prentis McCabe became involved would require a certain level of predictability.
Mr. Prentiss, mind if I call you Charlie?
Well, I do, but how can I refuse someone so somehow big?
Charlie, I've been promoting fights for 40 years, and every one of them's been guaranteed fixed.
Martin, I've missed my vocation. All those years of high politics.
And low cunning.
And low cunning, I grant you. And all my life I should have been a wrestling promoter. Every one guaranteed fixed. It's poetry. Of course, it would be essential for our purposes to cultivate an atmosphere of passion, commitment, high sporting seriousness.
So you don't want the bloke in the frog suit?
Well, I think the bloke in the frog suit might come under the heading of optional extra.
Charles, can we really sell wrestling to a sophisticated audience? That chap who suddenly yelled, "Oh, me leg," at the start of round 4.
He did lack a certain dramatic conviction.
Particularly when his opponent was out of the ring at the time.
The technology's moved on a bit since my time. What do you reckon we do about multiple replays, clever camera angles and in-depth analysis?
You're perfectly right, of course. We'll have to sell it to the BBC.
The controller will be with you in just a moment. Some coffee?
Thank you, yes. Do you know, we must get ourselves a World Wrestling website, Martin. www.grunt/grapple.
Charles, so sorry to have kept you.
Not at all. You know, Martin.
Of course. Charles, let me come straight to the point.
Isn't it extraordinary when somebody you were at school with suddenly pops up in a position of some importance? 1 minute they're second form pencil monitor, the next they're controller of BBC One.
Yes. Charles, I'm going to be very blunt.
As indeed were the pencils. Sorry, you were saying?
I'm not showing wrestling in place of EastEnders.
Yes, you are.
No, Charles, I'm not. I'm not watching my ratings collapse in the interests of some crack-brained scheme dreamed up by Prentis McCabe.
But you're a public service broadcaster. Ratings aren't everything.
Martin, to a public service broadcaster, ratings are like sex. When you're getting plenty, they don't matter. When you're not getting any, they matter lots.
The point is, Philip, this is a ratings winner. World Cup Wrestling.
It's been a lean year for BBC Sport. You had to share the Cricket World Cup.
ITV had the Rugby World Cup.
And Sky had the Ryder Cup. And here we are offering exclusive rights to our Wrestling World Cup. When people see this, they'll say, Ryder Cup? You can use the Ryder Cup as a cat urinal.
No.
It is the express wish of the government that the BBC should be involved.
The BBC is not here to serve the express wishes of New Labour.
Yes, it is.
No, actually, Martin, let's be fair. Phil is absolutely right and remarkably courageous.
Courageous?
Certainly. When we regretfully report back to our client, the minister, that a BBC controller has told the government to get stuff.
In the run-up to a licence fee settlement.
I have no doubt that the minister will say, how courageous.
What about immediately after EastEnders?
A man of vision and judgment.
You really think this could be a winner?
A winner? The drama, the tension, the Wrestling World Cup will make EastEnders look like a lecture by Brian Walden.
And think of the grand final, an evening of national joy and celebration.
But how can you be sure an English fighter will win? Oh, what a damn silly question to ask Prentis McCabe.
You know, Sandy only had to take one afternoon off, and I can't find anything.
I'm sure she's preoccupied about something. I mean, look at this. Normally her telephone messages are so professional. Please ring this number. No indication of who or what. That's not like Sandy.
Well, I did tell you, Charles. I mean, when you come down to it, we have been exploiting her. Charles, do you ever think that we're a couple of toffee-nosed tarts with our heads stuck right up our own?
No.
Oh, no, well, I just wondered.
Sir Harold Dixon's office. Sandy speaking. How can I help you?
What?
Sandy speaking. How can I help you?
You Jezebel!
I'm afraid Jezebel's in a meeting at the moment. Would you like to leave a message?
Don't you come the professional telephone manner with me. I taught you your telephone manner.
And I'm very grateful, even if I would have been better off flipping Macmillennium Whopper burgers.
Sandy, the unpaid trainee is a respected figure.
Not as respected as 15,000 a year. Thank you for calling Sir Harold Dixon. Goodbye.
She's left me for Sir Harold Dixon.
Copyright Mills and Boon, 1970.
Martin, you seem not to have quite grasped the implications. This means you will have to do your own photocopying. And typing, and filing, and answering the phone.
Well, if we're going to have to do all that, Charles, there's only one thing for it. We'll have to give ourselves a pay rise.
My colleague, Martin McCabe.
Pete Tucker Worldwide Promotions. Well, that's about it, Mr. Prentiss. The Wrestling World Cup will be carried into the hall, followed by a parade of A-list celebrities in leotards.
Lulu? Trevor McDonald?
Yeah, well, some of them are a bit B-list-like, but, at least they've said yes to the leotards. Now, the Prime Minister will be up in the royal box up there.
In a leotard?
No, sadly not. Now, he makes the World Cup lottery draw from the box, and this is where it gets really exciting.
Yeah, I did wonder when it would get exciting, yes.
Charlotte Church descends from the gods and lands on that spot in the ring. She holds the World Cup aloft and sings, "Someone's gonna get their head kicked in tonight." With the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields.
Martin, stop vomiting.
Charles.
Oh, do excuse us for one moment. Archie, you look worried.
Downing Street is very, very unhappy.
Our brief was that England should win a major sporting trophy. There is the Wrestling World Cup. England are going to win it.
But we never said wrestling, though, did we? I mean, wrestling. You're trying to make the Prime Minister look ridiculous?
Well, that wasn't strictly part of the brief.
Couldn't you have chosen something sensible? Wrestling is an absurd, outmoded relic of the 1960s.
So's the Prime Minister.
Forgive my colleague, he's brainstorming. Archie, the Wrestling World Cup is perfect for your purposes. It's the ultimate triumph of style over substance. A few grunts, a few groans, a couple of token gestures, and a result that's been decided in advance.
It's like a cabinet meeting.
And it is fixed, utterly, pervasively fixed. This is a control freak's dream. Nothing can possibly go wrong.
Charlotte, hang on, love. Excuse me, gents, Charlotte's got stuck again.
Oh, happy day.
Martin, what is the matter?
I am not going to be defeated by a photocopier.
And having abandoned hope of 2 pinfalls or 2 submissions, you're going for a knockout. Leave it. There are details to finalise.
Oh, I suppose you're right. Life's too short for kicking photocopiers. I'll just headbutt the computer and then I'll be with you.
Come and sit down.
Yes, all right.
So, Crossbuttock Crawley is to be champion of the world. Now, I've mapped out his early fights. I thought a couple of quick knockouts to give him credibility, get people talking about him.
Sound thinking, Charles, and then a dour struggle in his next fight to build up suspense.
Exactly. Now, whom do you think he should beat in the quarter-final?
An American?
Any reason?
I don't like Americans.
Well, I suppose that's a reason.
What about 2 obese American children, one on top of the other, a savage knockout, and the ring spattered in blood and cheeseburgers?
Martin, this is the Wrestling World Cup, and you're being silly. An adult American in the quarter-final. Now, in the interests of maximum emotional impact, whom do we put in the final? An Australian or a Frenchman?
I do like that frog suit, Charles, the ferocious frog Il mange le merde.
I think we'll keep him just for the semis. I think I have the chap here. The Billabong Kid. 6'6" of rippling, arrogant Australian manhood.
Being comprehensively shafted by an Englishman in front of a worldwide audience.
And in the presence of the Prime Minister, who modestly allows himself in front of the camera and shows that here in New Labour Britain we win things. Of course, as your Prime Minister, I claim no credit, although I've always been a big sports fan.
Oh, yes, he supports Newcastle, and one day he'll look it up on a map.
But this shows that we can take on the world and win, and the election is 3 weeks on Thursday.
Are you sure this is safe?
Archie, do calm down. This is the least successful restaurant in London. There's nobody here.
Yes, it was such a noble idea, wasn't it? Cohen and Wong, a subtle fusion of Chinese and kosher cuisines. Interesting, imaginative, and bloody awful. No customers at all.
Whose is the king prawn Passover surprise?
So, Archie, there's nobody here but us lemon chicken soups.
In that case, gentlemen, I can say frankly that I am astonished.
Oh, you mean the sweet and sour salt beef?
No, I mean your achievement. You fired the imagination of the country. The wrestling website is one of the most popular on the net.
Rights owned by Prentis McCabe.
Wrestling computer games are selling like hotcakes.
Rights owned by Prentis McCabe.
The nation's children are all demanding wrestling trunks and robes saying Crawley for England. And people are tuning in their millions. Do you know, I met the Director General of the BBC the other day. He said it's as if Grandstand has been brought back from the grave.
All part of the Prentis McCabe service?
Who's the Tel Aviv duck?
It's because England is going to win something. At long, long last, England is going to win something. At the outset, you know, Martin here had his doubts. Some nonsense about failure being the national obsession.
Yes, I did run that one up your flagpole, didn't I?
Of course, it's not been without its sticky moments.
Our chap Crawley, unbeknown to us, suffers from nosebleeds.
Nosebleeds?
Oh, it's all right. He did win his semi-final, except it wasn't so much a knockout, more of a drowning.
And the French were difficult.
The French are always difficult.
Their ferocious chappie refused point-blank to take a dive in the fifth because he was fighting for the dignity of France.
What did you do?
I offered him some English roast beef. You know, there's a thriving black market for the stuff. I've got some English odds back, aimez-vous? Its popularity is positively Colombian.
He came round to our way of thinking. That's what matters.
Well, the PM is greatly looking forward to tomorrow night. And I think I can tell you, gentlemen, the very strictest confidence that what with the good economic news and this national euphoria, an announcement may be sooner than we think. On Tuesday, the PM will be asking Her Majesty the question.
Are you the Szechuan bagels?
We were offered front row seats, Charles.
Yes, but there's something about the masses en masse. So much more civilised to sit back and watch a job well done in some comfort, don't you think?
Yes, I must say, I think you're right. How long is there to go?
Another 2 rounds, and England will hold aloft a trophy. The nation will celebrate. The BBC will gasp in wonder at viewing figures unequalled since Morecambe and Wise. And the PM will find some spurious reason for seeking a fresh mandate amidst the general jollity.
Oh, I think our boy's moving in for the kill. Oh, honestly, that's the 4th time your page has gone in the last 2 hours.
The pages are alive with the sound of new labour. I command you to lose this fight, Archie. What?
What? Lose the fight? What the hell's the man talking about?
Well, we can't lose the fight. There's going to be a knockout in 4 minutes. Why the hell would we want to lose the fight?
Charles, what actually is that on our boy's leotard?
What on earth does that matter?
I mean, no, let's see it in close-up. Michael Portillo for PM. Our boy's a Tory. Cross-buttock is a Conservative.
What?
Honestly, Charles, no details have been neglected. Nothing can go wrong. No wonder the PM's looking so miserable.
And the winner is a cross-buttock Crawley of England.
Well, wheeze your way out of this one.
Well, you know me, Martin. Never knowingly under-wheezed.
Tories mired in sleaze again. I am a dirty sleaze rat. Crawley's full confession, see inside. You leaked to the press the whole thing was rigged?
It was terribly clever, really, of the Tory party to try and hijack the event. And holding a celebration at Central Office with the new world champion in tow. I'm a Tory because they know how to treat foreigners. Sadly, their celebration was short-lived. They lasted until the first editions arrived.
And naturally, you kept Prentis McCabe's name out of it.
Oh, I did better than that. I hinted that the whole thing had been organised by a betting consortium run by Sir Harold Dixon.
So, England have lost as usual.
And the Conservatives have lost as usual. What was it Archie's email said? Congratulations again. Please eat this email. Sandy!
Sir Harold Dixon has gone bankrupt.
Oh dear.
And his assets have been confiscated, and he's been arrested by the fraud squad.
Well, apart from that, how are things?
Sandy, welcome home. Have £10 out of petty cash.
Oh, thanks.
And welcome back to Prentiss and McCabe.
You've been listening to Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Tony Gardner, Simon Greenall and Beth Chalmers. The music was by Matthew Scott. The producer was Paul Schlesinger.